We had just kind of a pretty chill, um, independent player episode where everyone kind of went through some downtime of a couple of weeks before the King's Challenge, and everyone just kind of did their own separate stories and got stuff done that they wanted to get done. Um, Through that, we some secrets were revealed, some information was dug up, some interesting characters showed up, um, and some motivations got you know revealed, at least to the player themselves, or um, the player revealed their own motivation, that kind of thing. Um, but after these 2 weeks, we are on the eve of the King's Challenge, the morning of the 15th of Cronad. Um, this morning is um, gloomy, heavy clouds, just kind of overcast the entire capital as snow drifts down. Not super heavy, but heavy enough that it's made like it's a slog and creating kind of traffic. Um, Most of you wake up at your normal times, but you've kind of been apart. This is the first, yeah, this is the first day that you're all back together in the Mammoth's Wealth here in the Crystal Arcade. Um, so all of you kind of wake up to your various rooms, go down to breakfast in kind of the fancy buffet area that we have here in the Mammoth's Wealth. You have one day before the King's Challenge, and you have to present yourselves and your team. What would you guys like to do?
Quick question, DM. Can we have that list of King's challenges again, or the
I was gonna ask you, Noah. How do I pin something to the D&D chat? Because I have no idea.
If you hover over the message, the little three dots, the more, there's a, you click on that and then there's a pin message button.
I don't have the pin message
Yeah, he's not a mod. I got it. I'll scroll up and got it for you.
because I'm on it, but I can't do anything to it.
Too powerful. Wow.
Oh, there it is.
Zala wakes up early and is gonna be waiting at a table for breakfast.
Okay.
With waiting for everyone is what she's doing.
All right. So Zala wakes up before everyone else. Zala, you're rooming with Leo, correct? Leo,
Yeesh.
just roll perception checks, see if you wake up.
Okay. Wow. Probably not. 8.
Nah. Zala's pretty quiet.
Yeah.
You just drifting off to sleep, having just trekked all the way back from a little bit in the north with uh, with Yeska.
Yep.
So you're pretty tired as all you're
Yeah.
free. I would say you're like 30 minutes awake 30 minutes before everyone else. Um, and you go downstairs and you reserve a table for everyone.
Right.
I'm
What's
just laying
everyone?
in bed, wide awake,
Wide awake.
thinking. Yeah, thinking. I did not
Okay.
sleep very well.
Oh, did I give you the? I didn't. Let me do that.
The cologne? No.
Okay, I'll do that.
Thank you,
So
Dave.
Tethrin is wide awake in his bed that 30 minutes before. Um, what's going through Tethrin's head?
I don't know. Like, there's a lot of like mixed emotions, I guess, and like confusion. Honestly, he's thinking about how he probably has to find this person, and all that sort of stuff.
That's fair.
But he knows he's alive for the most part, I guess. So that's nice. The comfort in some respects. In some respect, it's not. So it's a lot of mixed emotions.
Fair. Um, Everyone else is 30 minutes before. as you all kind of start waking up, you all go through your morning routines. Do you guys immediately head downstairs for breakfast? What are you guys doing?
I sleep
Yeah,
until someone wakes me up.
I was gonna say I'd probably go and wake Ark up and leave Yeska a note.
I'd
Okay.
go find Zala.
I'm going downstairs.
Then Raylan and Leo, you guys start heading downstairs. Ark, you are woken by Vasher, who's standing over you.
All right. I guess it's time to get up.
No.
Ark, we've done a lot. Not, yeah, I've done a lot to try and help you. So if you want to sleep in a little bit, I'll get you some food, bud. But we got to get up soon because we got to plan out our what we're doing for the King's Challenge,
I had an epiphany
which was
last night
okay. What
I-
was your epiphany?
that I was assigned to this group to help you with the King's Challenge, and then I'm out. But if I tank y'all out of the King's Challenge faster, then I don't have to be with y'all, and then you can stop trying to kill me.
Okay, that is pretty
Um,
smart,
Ark,
but
Ark, go ahead and roll an intelligence check. Just a raw intelligence check.
You hate to hear that from the DM, you know?
Die.
My
'Cause
plus zero. That's a 3.
Yeah,
Great idea.
Seems like a solid
Great
plan.
idea.
Hell yeah.
actually, can I pull out the contract that I have that why he's loaned out to us?
Is he
The contract?
loaned out to us? Is that the phrasing?
That's what
It's
we
not the
use.
phrasing. It's not the phrasing.
He's
I'm
under my
I'm
legal
I'm
protection.
slaved. I'm slaved.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
like, what's
it's
the
a
exact wording?
yeah, indentured
Yeah.
servitude.
You own
Okay,
him.
so just a fancy way of saying he's loaned out to
Yeah,
us. Got it. Of course.
yeah, you own him.
Yeah. All right. So what does it say that he's obligated to help us with?
The King's Challenge for the next year.
Uh, I mean, even if we get tanked out, you still have to help us for a whole year. It's a time-based thing, so I don't think you get
I mean,
free, bud.
specifically, it does say like it's for the King's Challenge for the next year. If for whatever reason you like try and re-up for the next year's King's Challenge, he is no longer contractually obligated to assist you.
Sure. Yeah,
Um,
I'm seeing a year though.
and if for whatever reason all of you decide not to do the King's Challenge, he is also relieved of that duty.
Good thing I'm doing it no matter what. Okay, maybe that would work, Arc. But I think a positive attitude and a cheerful heart will help us much more than trying to tank us out of this challenge. Because if you try and screw us, you're probably going to die yourself.
Well, that seems like the end of everything we do, anyways.
Well, you have ended up here by some choices of your own, some choices not. But we're going to do
Are you
our
saying
best.
me peeing on an inanimate statue I deserve to die because of that?
Dude, I read like the case. Like, you have a lot more than just peeing on a statue. If you help us, you will probably get absolved of most of your crimes.
I saved the king, dude.
You were again. That is a good point.
If I'm not absolved
help
by
us.
now, I'm just fucked for the rest of my life.
Okay, whatever. Either way, we are asking your help. I would appreciate as your friend if you helped us, and I will do my best to keep you safe and sound.
Yes, master.
Oh,
And I roll over.
I don't like that you said it like that. All right.
Yeah, I don't care for that.
And I write a note to Yeska that says, "Hey friend, love you. We're gonna go eat," and I just put that next to his bed. And
Okay.
then,
Yes, he is asleep at the moment.
yeah, I'm just leaving it for him for when he wakes up, and then I go downstairs.
Okay. So Vasher starts sitting downstairs. What are you doing, Ark?
Sleeping until he brings me food, and then I'll get up.
Okay, sounds good. So the Tethrin, you stay in bed or are you going downstairs?
No, I just stay in bed.
Okay. The rest of you go downstairs and you see Zala is at a table, just kind of reserved for all of you. At the moment, this consists of Vasher, Raylan, Leah, and Leo. After a little while, Yeska also heads down. As you all kind of just start sitting at a table. Tethrin and Ark are currently still upstairs.
Hello, I have a table for us. Come.
Oh, thanks.
Of course, it's the least I can do, of course.
What? She looks normal.
Yeah. Oh.
No, Zala isn't usually this kind.
I don't know what
That's-
you're talking about. She's always kind to me.
Anyway, I have some big news, but first we have to eat, and then we'll go back upstairs, and I have a surprise.
Okay, I'm gonna try and covertly cast detect poison.
Yeah,
Wait, did I see
I'm
us?
not
Now
using
I'm thinking, did I see a
Surprise!
surprise
You're
in
all
the room?
been poisoned.
Zala,
I don't
Zal-
know what it is.
uh, go and roll sleight of hand.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know, like how
My
these.
passive is
16.
What's your passive?
17.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, with a 17, you weirdly enough, you saw that like when you got home, like your sheet it was missing. You just had like
Oh,
the
wait.
thin
Would it be insight or perception? Sorry.
perception.
Oh, never mind. In the passive's 14. My perception.
Passive 14. Okay, cool. Never
Yeah,
mind.
so I didn't see anything.
Well, I mean, you did notice that your sheet was missing. You only had like not your sheet, your comforter was just kind of missing. It was just like the sheet. And it's cold, so you don't know where it went, but you're like, ah, whatever.
Whatever.
So you guys eat. Good breakfast again. Like it's fantastic here in the
Oh
mountains.
wait, so it's not poisoned?
No.
Okay, great.
Doesn't matter.
Dang
I'm
it.
eating it.
I want to take Raylan's plate so I can take it to Ark.
As you guys finish up breakfast, you head back upstairs to gather your things.
Now I see that Tethrin and Ark are missing. If you can please go get them and meet me at my room. And Leo's room.
This doesn't sound good at all. Oh,
I-
something.
I'll go get Ark. He wanted food, and I'm holding a plate of food.
So you go back to Ark and you hand him some food. Ark, you have food.
Nom 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 nom.
All right. Apparently Zala has a surprise for us, so we got to get up and I guess go get it.
Do we know where she went?
Back to her room. Or
No,
do
like
you mean
this
the
past 2 weeks. Yeah.
I didn't ask yet, so
Interesting.
I mean, we had our own little adventure. I'm sure she had one. You know,
I
it's
don't
like that
call
story
going
about
to
all the
a
people.
bar an adventure, you know.
Well, that's fair, but it's like that, you know, that story about Bossing Say or something. They all had their own little stories. I feel like it was like that, you know.
Okay.
Anyways,
So
let's go.
So you guys head over to Zala's room. Leo, you're already in Zala's room.
Yeah, I have my
Um,
eyes covered though, because it's a surprise.
oh, cool.
Waiting.
Um, does anyone go get Tathorn?
I'm getting that.
Raylan did.
Okay. You walk into Tethorn's room. He's just kind of asleep, or just no. Are you Tethor? Are you like trying to look like you're asleep, or are you just wide awake laying
I'm
there?
laying, completely prostrate on my back, and my hands are like a little bit above the covers, like this, and there's bags under my eyes, and I'm just staring at the ceiling.
Catherine, get up.
I'll slowly turn, and I'll look at Raylan. My hair's disheveled.
What's wrong with you?
What are we doing?
Zala has a present,
Oh no.
and she gave us food, so get ready for something. Oh, and I don't know if you can fix this, but you probably don't want to. Because probably come back to that soon.
Great. I'll get out of bed. I'll throw on my clothes. I won't do my hair or anything. I'll just go.
Okay.
I have one question: does he stink?
Does he stink? Tethor, did you take like a bath or anything when you came back?
Probably a long soak. Hot water.
He smells great. It's just, he looks like he hasn't slept in a couple days, and his hair is pretty messed up. Other than that, he looks fine.
Oh, I guess your adventure paid off then.
I'll give a thumbs up, and I'll follow him.
You guys all kind of convene in Zala's room. Zala, what are you doing?
All right, I have a big white sheet, Leo's sheet, kind of strung up, splitting the room in half. And as everyone enters, I go, okay. So,
Oh,
I have.
quick
Yes.
thing, Zala. Do you want to do this one at a time? Because I can only reveal these one at a time.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
So, I have 3 announcements. The first one is not to make a big deal of anything, but my birthday is not tomorrow, but the next day. So please be kind to me. That's all I ask. Second, we're a group doing the King's Challenge. I thought we need to present ourselves in a very what's the word? Professional way. Make a statement. Set a precedent,
Nope.
as they would say. All right.
Nope. Nope.
And
nope,
so I've gotten to know some of you better than others, but I've been taking notes, doing some designs, as my mentor taught me, and I made some things for you. So just wait here. Who wants to be first?
Ooh, me.
Okay,
yeah.
Leo. Perfect.
Jump.
I'll go behind the sheet and pull out Leo's outfit.
God.
Leo, I made you.
God, what is this?
Leo,
What
I
the
made
hell?
you.
What the hell is this?
Leo, it's built. Leo, this is meant for your arms to be free and let your fur be free and let those cool blue designs show. And it's made of durable chainmail or whatever you wear.
The jean jacket, David.
Whoa! Look at this string tied around my pants.
Yeah, it's like a belt.
Whoa! This is
And it
awesome.
fits. Yeah, don't worry, it's
Wow.
great.
Oh my god.
I really thought blue would complement your fur, to be honest. I thought
What
it would be
color
good.
is his
When I
fur?
zoom,
I
it's like,
don't know.
Yeah, it's oh, you're asking Zala.
I know that there's blue lightning marks on him now.
But that's true. That is true. That is true.
All right. I know that's exciting. Who's next?
Honestly,
Yes,
Zala, I'm
perfect.
thoroughly impressed. I'd
Now-
like to be next.
Now, Vash, I know you wanted a cape.
I did
So
want
with
to fi-
that,
I wanted
with
to fight
in
the king.
mind, this is your outfit I made for you.
Oh,
It's supposed to look like the old
Yes.
Crusader outfits, but there's a cool cape with it. It's perfect.
Okay. Oh no, so I really like it. So you put in a lot of effort. I
it's
love
great.
it. Thank you.
I
It's
think
good.
purple will really bring out your eyes.
Wait, I have an out of
Ah,
character
right.
question.
Yo,
Is this made from Basher's mom's dress?
roll. Go ahead and roll a investigation check.
Fucked would that be?
Occasion. Please. Oh, it's a 3. No. It is. It definitely is.
Maybe.
If anyone else wants to roll an investigation check, except for Basher,
And me, because I wouldn't know anything about it.
That's true.
True.
That's true.
Wait, why can I not make an investigation check?
It's funnier.
Because you're blinded by the coolness of this outfit.
Apparently.
sure, Basher, you can go ahead and also roll an investigation check.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I was there when Zala put in the order, but
I mean, she went back. You don't know what she did these last.
that's
2 weeks.
true. That's a 22 for me.
My.
So the outfit itself is not made out of the robes.
Hey,
The-
that's all. Nope, that's all I wanted to know is if the outfit was.
The cape is.
You rode too high.
You can tell because there's blood stains on it, but like they're so faded at this point, and since they were like also re-dyed, like it was hard to tell, but like you're pretty sure, but it looks really cool.
Yeah, all right. Thank you, Zala.
I thought you would look like a nice knight. All right. Next, Archegos. I may be a member of the group. I'm not quite sure, but I didn't want to leave you out. You've had a tough life.
God.
And I know. I'll just show you, and I'll
Oh,
pull his out.
God.
It's a loincloth and a strap for your instruments.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Okay. At least we're not
great.
matching.
It's a great color.
We're not gonna be those people, at least.
And Tetrin, I can see you're most excited, so I'll save you for last. Raylan, I felt indigo would be a good color for you, so here you go, Raylan. You get this nice big bard-esque jacket and pants that I just drew. There you go. Congrats.
Where's my bard-esque jacket?
Well,
Damn
I
it!
just I thought you would like the loincloth. It lets you be super free. And
Maybe
a
you
super
can
freak.
trade outfits.
Maybe. However, the loincloth's a little bit too short, I think, for Raylan. So,
Yeah.
at your own risk. Yeska, I can see you're zoned out, but if you wish, here's yours. It's a nice orange suit. I really think it's fantastic. And now, lastly, oh, I didn't even show you mine. This is my outfit. Yeah, it's simple. See, a nice mask, a little green cloak. It's cute. Lastly,
That's more of accessories more than an outfit.
anyway, Catherine, I think I can see that you have some bags under your eyes, so hopefully this livens up your spirits. Here you go. Ta-da!
This is the greatest show.
I really
This
think this is
episode.
going to make you look very dignified, I think.
Just need to get you a big elephant.
Do you like it?
I hope you all like it. I thought it would be a good gesture.
Zala, I absolutely love mine, and I appreciate that you made everyone's different colors to represent the, the prismatic thread and the many things that we represent.
Oh,
Yes,
this
I
is
think so.
fun.
I do appreciate it. My other clothes have been stained with the blood of myself and all of you after that last fight, and every day was a waking memory of those moments where blood was being splattered all over my body. And
You'll be fine, probably.
oh god,
I was more thinking that a lot of your clothes stink, but that's also a good point. Hopefully this is a new beginning for us
Yeah, did
Hey,
you
going
DM.
forward.
So,
And hopefully we can be more unified together.
Can I roll
so
a dexterity roll?
4?
While everyone's been looking at their other stuff, Leo just started to try to change into his stuff
Yeah,
behind
for
everybody.
sure. Go ahead
Okay.
and roll an I would
Or
say
what would it be?
athletics check.
Athletics. Okay.
Just to like while no one's like paying attention to you.
Perfect. A
With a
1 plus
2.
1. Yeah.
With the 2, you like Zala's trying to talk to everyone else and you're just making a racket.
Yeah.
Just in the background. It's like
Uh-huh.
crap. Oh, damn. Just like knocking into things and like Zala's just trying to talk like talking a little louder and a little louder, which makes you feel like you could be a little bit louder. But yeah, you've changed into your clothes. Just so you all know, all of your clothes is stain resistant.
heyo.
Let's see. Just because of how much money is all spent on this, it was made with like higher quality materials than normal. So all your clothes is stain resistant. All your clothes give you all your clothes give you a +1 to stealth.
Oh,
Our flamboyant clothes give us +1 to stealth.
yeah,
Hell yes.
all
Got
right.
disadvantage on it.
+1 to stealth in like crowds.
All right.
But
good
I'm
to
just
me.
making it a blanket +1 to stealth. So you guys can just if you are wearing your clothes, you can change your modifier to give you an additional.
I'm putting mine on immediately.
I'll
Yes,
wear
please
it.
you can go behind the curtain if you would wish to change.
Okay, how
Please
do I-
don't do so in front of me. Leo,
Too late.
okay. Yeah, no,
Alright.
Arch, please!
Alright, Leo's leaning against the wall trying to be cooler because he's got like a jean jacket on now. He's trying to look cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna die this.
He pulls out something that looks like a switchblade. He flips it open. It's a comb.
That was just in
Where
the
did you
jean
get
jacket.
that?
It was just here.
We start snapping.
Oh.
Raylan's fear that he's gonna die in this outfit is very funny.
No.
Yeah.
I'm dying in this outfit. I would also
My bad.
not die in this outfit until it is dyed.
How do
Yes,
you?
go.
Okay, but
Okay.
Sweat
Yeska
for
also likes
tomorrow.
his outfit.
Wait, what was?
I'm sure
what was
Yeska
this?
does.
Can I
Yeska's
see
with-
Yeska's again, please?
You should have it.
The orange suit.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's the orange
Green
suit.
shirt.
How do you override
wait.
your skill?
Oh yeah, I see it again. Oh, okay,
You can
yeah, I'm digging
click
it.
it and just override it.
Oh, so okay.
customize.
I love mine, Dave. Thanks.
You're welcome. Okay. Yeah, just wait for tomorrow to humor me, at least, as a birthday gift. And that brings me to my final point. I would request your assistance.
With?
I have been informed that on the 17th, 2 days from now, I will either voluntarily be escorted to Baron Mir as a prisoner,
Of war or
or
just a prisoner?
I will be forcibly taken and probably killed along with anyone that is with me. So, I would really like it if I don't have to go to Veron Mir with some bad people. So,
Uh,
How
Captain
are they going to
collapses.
stop us if we're
Just
doing
straight to the floor.
the King's
okay,
Challenge?
I run over and grab Tethrin.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, bud.
There's always something going on.
Oh, just cut you off. It's fine.
I'll start playing some music, some sad music.
Zala, how did you find yourself in this situation?
I'll kind of glance at Tethrin. How's he doing?
How you doing,
Oh.
Tethrin?
So Vasher's like picked me up or whatever, and like
Yep.
is holding me up, but I'm still like kind of limp, So, not great.
Wait, so Zala, you said so you have to either go to Baronmere on your own, or they'll take
They're going to take. I mean, either way, I was warned and threatened that I will be going back on the 17th. It's an ultimatum
well,
sort of thing.
wasn't there like a challenge that went there or something?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
can we escort
more,
them?
yeah, but it's more if I'm going to be a prisoner sort of thing. Not
So, are you like
Even if you're going voluntarily?
yeah. It's more of who's around me is going to really get hurt.
Alright, well, you know what, Zala? You and I haven't always gotten along, but you've helped me many times, and I cannot say no to a friend in need.
I do appreciate that.
But why do they want to arrest you? I think it's fair that if you're going to ask us for this kind of help, we ought to know.
I suppose. I know we've been together for a month, two, something like that. Maybe a month.
Yeah, something like that.
Time flies. I'll glance at Tethrin. I've already informed Tethrin of this. Way back in your break, actually. To make a long story short, I was a sort of daughter of a very high political figure in Veron Mir.
And now...
And accidentally caused a collapse of a sort of a temple, to say. More of an earthquake, really. I accidentally caused during a ritual. A collapse, killing many.
Okay, we can work with this.
It's believed that I have used forbidden magic in not just Varanmir, but also Sephiria. And so I'm considered a traitor to the nation and was probably going to be killed had I not escaped. And now they are currently torturing my mentor in my place.
Oh, so just some minor crimes, nothing too big.
Minor crimes, and currently I am being pursued by some of the most dangerous figures from Veron Mir. Some of which are in Vizimar now, and I talked with at a bar.
When
I think
did
that
you-
covers it. The first time that we went to the bar with Archegos.
Realize it's been about a good couple days since that, right?
It's been approximately like 16 days, yes.
Yeah.
And you're just now bringing this up?
I really
Oof.
thought I could find a solution, possibly. I really didn't want to involve any of you, to be honest.
I think
Well,
So
if you're gonna be a
Well-
part of the guild, aren't you inherently involved with us?
Just hoping to, I don't know.
I mean, your name's on the paperwork, so you're kind of already entangled. So a little too late.
So what is the goal that you need to accomplish then?
I am not sure.
Like, do we need to forget about this and go save
No.
your person, or I don't
Well,
know.
if we go to the opening ceremony tomorrow and quickly leave town on our mission,
I think
Well,
the people that
sounds
are
like we
looking,
need to figure out what our mission is then.
I
Sounds
think
like a
so.
conflict of interest because I'm contractually obligated to help y'all with the King's Challenge, right? Right, Vasher?
Yes,
And
for 1 year. However,
what happens
in
if y'all just leave town? Do I just am I a wanted man?
You
no,
come. We're doing the
yeah,
King
this is
Challenge.
yeah, the
No,
we're
she's
gonna
saying
take our
we go
King's Challenge
we
mission
go
and
do
then
the
dip.
things.
So you're stuck with us.
Dip to do
Okay,
the
okay.
challenge.
And if you're willing, I would like to halt any Veronmere pursuers permanently, should they follow us. So if you're okay with doing that.
I mean, are they
No,
bad
I'm
guys?
not.
I mean, they are bad.
Wait, why are you not down, Tethrin?
Here's what you don't realize.
Right.
All the
Please explain.
things that Zala claims that Veronmir claims she did. And they're well within their right to detain her and take her back. I'm not saying that she should be taken back. I'm saying I'm not killing people because they want her taken back.
But they're just sending assassins.
when they send more people though, if you take care of the ones that they send.
I think if I prove myself somewhat of a hard target, fewer and fewer will come.
Well,
And they're just
Well, maybe we
assassin
can
types.
just, subdue them for a bit while we get away. If they
I
keep
am very good at seducing people.
no,
He's
no, no.
subduing.
subdue.
Oh,
Different. Yeah. Easy
Oh.
mistake.
never mind.
I just
But you could seduce them into subduing them.
I have nothing against Veronmir and the people who live there, and I don't care that you blew something up and you're still using forbidden magics.
Oh,
Not intentionally. I am
this
not.
is getting spicy. Thanks for waking me up, Vasher.
Yeah, I guess so, huh?
The tea is being spilt this morning.
And Tethrin knew that Saphir was going to war with Veronmir well before it was announced.
Wait a minute. Why didn't you
Well,
He
something
told me
then?
that one night when we were alone together. Ragnar was on the other side of the door.
What
He almost
the-
caught us.
almost
They
got
caught
you.
you
What are you
what?
doing? What?
Yeah, wait a minute. You
Talking.
guys said you weren't lovers. You liars.
My
We're
family.
not.
They're not, but they did do some freaky shit.
You knew about this?
I didn't know
How did
what they were doing.
Man,
I-
Vasher, no one tells you
I
anything.
just knew they
Yeah,
were doing
we're you
weird
and I are
shit.
on the outside. You're lumped in with me now, though. So sorry, bud.
I just knew they were doing weird shit. That's it.
I'm with Tethrin on this one.
I saw Ragnar. We walked away.
If we're all taking sides
Look,
here, sounds like internal strife.
Well, I'm not just gonna give Zala
Literally
to these people, though.
fell. No, I'm not saying we kill innocent people from Veronmir. I'm from there. I lived in royalty there. I'm not looking to kill my citizens.
I mean,
You
But
just
the
said we wanted to
assassins they
kill
send
them.
up
You
whose
just
orders is to kill
said
only the assassins.
are they not citizens, Zala?
The assassins
That's
only.
fucked up, Zala.
I'm with Zala, but
No,
it's
their whole job is to kill. They've
Yeah.
turned against me, and they've stopped listening to me.
Sounds
If
like
you
you
don't-
turned against them, right? I mean, I don't really
No.
know what's happening here, but I'm just.
I
You
tried
and
to
the target.
explain myself.
Here's what I think. I think that there's clearly a much larger issue here that we are not capable of dealing with unless,
I don't know. We saved a king.
right.
The sky's our limit, right,
Exactly.
Basher?
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
true. I agree.
Wait, no, pause.
Damn it! You're supposed
No,
to disagree with
no,
me.
no. Here's what I'm
Oh
saying.
yeah, no.
If we're in Veronmere as foreign diplomats, it would be a large mistake to raise your hand against a member of our party. If we can simultaneously handle the Zala situation, then I think that's the best chance we have of resolving everything amicably without having to kill anybody on either side.
Mm,
But why don't we just kill Zala?
Woo,
what?
interesting.
What
Leo
the
stepped
hell?
in between Zala and Raylan.
Yeah, and by that I mean we could probably just fake her death, you know.
Look,
Okay, elaborate
unfortunately,
further.
here's the issue, right? So the magic which Zala unintentionally uses isn't the most discreet. It's in fact it's fairly flamboyant and easy to follow. And if you'll take a look at your outfits that you had before you, we're not the most subtle group either. So
Well,
I
Zala got a mask and a hood,
yeah.
and I
So
got a
I could
thong
fake.
and a strap.
On.
I got the cool purple robe, so I'm pretty happy.
Yeah.
Wait, is Arcade Ghost wearing it right now?
Yes.
I got a
Just the
thong
strap.
And a strap.
Also, there are no other satyrs. So if she's spotted with me, and then I'm spotted anywhere else, I'm gonna be a target now, right? Because I'm an
you're all-
affiliation.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You're all. Listen. I didn't want to put it like
know what?
this.
I'm on
You're
Raylan's
already
side. Kill
all.
Zala.
No, you're already listed as part of
As
my group.
enemies of the state.
Yeah, you have a record.
And we
People
have
have
a
already.
polka-dotted dragonborn.
Listen.
We really are not. We're very
But
all
he
very
also has
different
a
looking.
record.
Okay, we have negative stealth modifiers now.
A
I
member
already
of
have
the
disadvantage.
Agya showed me hand-drawn pictures of each of you. They're wanted posters of all of us.
Wait,
Do
they
I
know who
believe
I
her?
am?
Did they get my likeness right?
Do I believe her?
Roll insight.
Can't believe they know who I am. I guess I'm doing
Already-
something.
I mean, they
right.
saw us in the
Yeah.
bar.
Yeah, Leo,
Oh,
you're
roll
a strong
deception.
guy.
Wow.
They saw us
Pretty
in
cool,
the
actually.
bar.
And
I'm going.
Oh,
Oh, I'm gonna add a D4. Be okay with that.
Because
You have to claim guidance before you.
No, I can
Ah.
bend luck.
Oh, okay.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah, don't worry. All right, easy peasy. 20.
It's plausible.
Look, in the bar they saw all of you. And we could be diplomats for Sephiria. It's a plan that might work. I mean, it's not like they're savages and they think and they're smart. I
Catherine
should
and
know.
Zala, go and roll history checks.
We hate to hear that.
yeah, I'm feeling mine, but I'm gonna call it bullshit.
An
27.
18. Jesus.
Catherine, you know that Veramir isn't above using subterfuge to get rid of
Yeah.
people that they see as a threat. Misinformation campaigns, that kind of thing. It's all entirely plausible.
Yeah. Look, if they want you dead, you'll be dead, and there's nothing anybody in this room is going to be able to stop it. Going to do to be able to stop it. However, if it becomes an international incident, I think that there's a much better chance of something not happening due to the threat of said incident occurring. So, does it take you right into the heart of where you don't want to be? Yes. Do I think it's the best plan? I do. So,
Well, do you
I do not think running around the country, availing assassins as long as we can, to what end, right? Like,
But until I can find a way to
until
clear
you
my name.
become what?
Stronger, so I don't die instantly, and I can clear my name.
Wait.
What
I
does
just
being
have to-
stronger have to do with anything? There's nothing. You can't clear your name. You did everything they accused you of.
No, but not on purpose. It was out of my control. Why are there just rifts in the plain in the forest of Moran'Tur?
Wait, first of all, what did you actually do? Did you kill somebody?
You said he destroyed a temple.
See, but how
I-
do you destroy the temple? Did you like destroy the temple?
I was
like,
trying to
by-
perform a simple ritual where I make plants grow as part of this religious ceremony, and like you have seen before, bright flashes of light, boom, earthquake. Instead.
And then was it just the temple?
Catherine.
Did you, like, kill
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll
Well-
a D100 for me.
The
Me?
temple
Okay.
collapsed. Raylan, it was I didn't kill anyone. The temple collapsed on
97.
people.
I need everyone to roll a wisdom saving throw for me.
Is it a magical effect?
Very
it
much so,
poison?
yes.
No, not in that one, bro.
Wow. Fuck
I
you.
used my stone cunning.
I rolled bad, but I got a good
I
roll.
even had advantage at level my advantage just
12.
Okay.
19.
Um,
Fucking Tethan.
let's see. Yeah, I was doing a group wisdom save.
Oh, yeah,
Collectively, you guys failed.
Yeah,
what?
that makes
Makes
sense,
sense.
actually.
Yeah, we kind of had some shit
Fuck.
rolls there.
Yeah, that's some bad rolls, guys.
Mhm.
This is
Yeah.
Was I supposed to
Oh,
roll one? I
God.
didn't roll one. I wasn't
No,
sure.
no,
if I
no,
was
not
supposed-
you.
okay.
You rolled a D100.
Yeah.
You guys watch as Tetherin's eyes start to glow white, and his eyes kind of roll to the back of his head. Like
Our
you guys have
state-
seen this before, where like he has some kind of vision. But you also see something else that's pretty strange. You see this reverberation of magic coming off of him, and all of you feel your eyes starting to cloud over as well. As we're all transported back in time.
Whoa. Yeah, my
Are we
Leo's
playing
brain
first
can't deal with
edition
this.
now?
All of you guys
Yeah,
are
rules changed.
all of you guys are standing in a actually let me change this. Oh, this one? Sure.
At this point,
What?
did Yes
I'm a
get
red
past and we don't know where
tiefling?
he is?
Just because
All of you guys are standing inside of a massive temple. The architecture is pretty foreign to most of you, except for Zala and Tethrin. Zala, if I'm correct, let me check my note. I'll check my notes real quick. What is your city of origin?
This is
Did
I
the map
believe
change?
Pythagos.
No, the map has not changed.
Okay, I was like, am I missing something?
Pythagos?
Yes, that's it. Yes, Pythagos. I spelled it. Okay.
You guys are standing inside of a large like diamond shaped temple. There is in the center of the room 4 pillars that are kind of standing upright. The top half of the pillars are the heads of different creatures, all with mouths open. There is an intricately carved like series of magic spell circles that people are positioned at key points all around. Tethrin, you recognize this as the Temple of Protection in Pythagoras. You've been here a couple of times with your father specifically. In this instance, you look at your hands, you look at who you are, and you are a different person. You're looking at this from the eyes of another person. and that goes for the rest of you as well. Your perspectives, you look down at your hands and stuff. You're able to like move and articulate in this instance, but you're all different people. Mostly,
Do we recognize each other by chance?
You look around the room. Everyone go and roll perception checks.
Oh yeah, I'm 25 foot tall.
Natural one.
Nope.
16.
Not blind.
I don't know what the hell's going on.
It's a 17 for me.
Yeah.
21
Um, Anyone that rolled above a 15, you look around the room and you see some people have like a sheen of light around them. Luckily, the sheen of light that kind of glows off these people because everything else is muted. It's not black and white. It's just like muted colors, um, almost like a recollection of events that were occurring. Um, but some people have like an aura that's just kind of glistening off of them, and the colors correlate to the clothes that Zala gave everyone.
All right. Is there anyone that? Is there any extra person?
Roll an investigation, Rayla. That's a great question. Zala, you are too preoccupied in this
Yep.
moment.
Yeah.
With seeing almost an exact recreation of the 8 minutes or so before
Mhm.
everything went insane.
Yeah.
You see before you your mentor. Oh my gosh.
Laurel.
Thank you. You see Laurel standing before you. She's currently going through just the base motions of the start of the ritual. And you know the bulk of this ritual is going to be handed off to you in just a moment. Raylan, you see the colored outlines of your teammates all in like specific locations around this spell circle. And you also see like an arcade, almost like a seating balcony, a region of where like people are just kind of sitting down and just watching. High above, I'm gonna say like 40 feet um, behind the spell circle, just all kind of watching. Think of it like in dramas for like surgery, you know, those like medical arcades where people are watching the surgery happen. It's kind of that style, though this building itself is very tall. The architecture is a little bizarre. It's not anything like you've seen in Sephiria. The stones, you can't see like they're molding. It's like everything's been smoothed out to its perfect like polished shape. And it's just a shining like diamond of a room. There are no like visible edges on the walls. The person that is currently in front of the analog, the green shimmering light that is Zala, is shimmering in an odd, almost like pink glow.
Like, so the one that Zala looks like, or the one besides Zala?
The one in front of Zala that's currently like weaving something in front of her. Another person, basically. That you, from that particular investigation check, you gather is another person that is also here, but is not necessarily one of your group. Um, Leo and actually, just anyone else roll below a 15?
I rolled a natural
Me.
one
Oh, I'm busy here.
Okay.
for a 5.
Leo, you're very confused. You see all these people doing like these strange spell circles and stuff. You see a couple of people are glowing different colors. This is just really weird. You also feel in the back of your mind that if you wanted to, you could follow whatever motions these people are doing. And you would be able to perfectly.
Yeah, definitely.
But you don't have to.
No, I'm just kind of don't really know what's going on. I'm not gonna make any decisions on my own.
Okay. You kind of lock into the movements, and most of you do also. Um, to whatever like the gestures that everyone else is making around the spell circle, and once you like finish your movement, you see that your section of the spell circle begins to glow and light and connect with other people in this massive spell. Zala, your mentor kind of walks up, and she is she's in the middle of some kind of intense magical weave, and she's handing it off to you. As you did in that time, you follow the movement, this like pre-described flow of time, and you look back up to the balcony and you see the arcade of people sitting in the balcony, including your family and a couple other people, just royals. You see the emperor among their number. As all of you're following these motions, everyone else, you see now the person in the center is a much younger, not much younger, just a more,
I look less tired. I look a lot more pristine.
yeah, like it's not necessarily younger, it's just a, you've seen Zala at like being a lot. This is Zala at her most. Just the station that Zala always pretends to be at, regardless of like who she's talking to or being about and all that stuff. This is the actual station that Zala came from. Royal, pristine, a big circlet around her forehead. That Tethrin, you know, is a demarcation of royalty. I need all of you, except for Zala, to make perception checks.
Come on, I got a 21.
Bam, 6.
Damn.
Why'd you do this? It's 11.
I rolled a 1 the first time. I rolled a 2 this time.
I hate to do it. Take my 2.
You all see Zala doing some kind of intense spell. A few of you look up at the arcade. Quick question. Who saw the severed head of the Agiat member back in Yule Break?
Yes, you show it to all.
I did.
Definitely me, right?
I think everyone actually saw it because I think it came out at some point.
Because Tethrin,
I don't think so.
You showed it to us, and Tethrin took off the mask.
Is that true? I don't remember that.
Isn't that the
Like,
one that was delivered to us by somebody?
No.
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 No. I think it was Ragnar and Tethrin, if anyone. And me.
Oh, you
but-
showed me though. Whenever
Oh, I did show.
because what's
yeah.
his name? Yeah.
I showed Leo. Yeah.
Because Tony the Tiger showed up. You know.
That's right. I did show Leo.
Then I'm gonna say Leo.
Yeah.
You look among the number on up in the arcade. The young man whose head is fully attached to his neck is sitting next to an opulently dressed, like powerful figure that you gather is either like a king or like just someone super royal.
Wait a minute.
Tethrin, with your perception check, you're looking around this room and you're seeing this elaborate protection spell that's currently being manipulated and set into motion. And you feel something off. I mean, this is definitely time magic, what's happening right now, but like, there's something aside from that. You're not entirely sure what it is. Go and roll an Arcana check.
25.
I'm going to ask you, because I can give you a limited amount of information with a 25, or I can give you all the information depending on what you choose to do here. You can tell that like your movements and stuff in this spell are critical in this moment. You can choose to let that go and feel for the energy around you, or you can try and glean the energy that's around you without like losing the lock on this spell. because the protection spell is like you're in the middle of casting a spell. So like this'll affect Zala's rolls in a little bit.
I think I'm gonna hang on.
Okay. For a moment, you're caught with like the urge to just fully sense the magic that's going on, but you kind of lock into the movements that are happening in this room, and you glean just a slimmer, like a shimmer of like that chaotic magic that Zala sometimes is exposed to. But you can't lock where it's coming from in this room. Basher,
Yes.
you feel these movements. You're kind of constricted into this person's body, and it's a weird feeling. You know you have a tail, but you do not have a tail in this moment. You're kind of looking around. Your head has pretty free movement, but the rest of your body like is wanting to continue doing these motions of this spell.
What
As-
race am I?
You look down. You're Drow.
I guess mom's genes took over.
As you're kind of locked into the spell as you're moving, you can tell that you can move away from this if you wanted to. But you look over and you see a more vibrant, more alive version of Zala in the center, about to like receive whatever the spell is to continue it. You look over at the other shimmering shapes in this room. You see like Tethrin, Leo, Ark, Raylan, just the colors that were codified to them, that with the clothes that Zala handed out. You also see up on the balcony a bunch of royal people, and there's a bunch of guards here too, all wearing almost like this strange obsidian armor. And their shields have like this. It's like an elk-looking creature with crazy horns. You're not in Zephyria anymore.
Does that look like Stagman? The elk creature with horns?
It just looks like all the insignia around here is some kind of elk or like a, some deer. Um, that's just kind of the insignia. You're not seeing the Zephyrian like mammoth anymore.
Okay, I'm gonna just keep doing my thing.
Okay. Ark,
Yes.
you feel this incredible magic energy surging beneath your feet. And you feel something else that you haven't felt in a while. An odd connection to the Fae.
Ooh.
Like almost like a thread of magic that's coming from somewhere in this room. That you feel like if you had a little bit more free movement or range, you would be able to detect better. So I'll give you this option. You see the importance of some crazy spell going on, and you're kind of locked into these movements and these gestures, but you also feel that strange sensation. You know you can walk away from this, but you're not sure what the ramifications will be if you just kind of abandon the spell. What would you like to do?
Well, would I understand exactly what's going on? Like, I don't know how much Ark has experienced like Tethrin time magic
You
to an
haven't. You
extent.
haven't at all. You have no clue.
I mean, I think I would try to explore what the Feywild connection is, because that's pretty important to me.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. First of all, go and roll a strength check. The DC for this is going to be 7. You got to beat a 7.
Oh, that's a 1.
Oh no.
It's a 2 minus 1. It's a dirty one.
You start trying to pull away from the spell, and like the whatever these movements are, you feel so locked into it you can't quite budge out of it. But you start like rotating your body while still doing the motions, and you see the ring around you is starting to like it flickers a couple times. But you're able to like kind of rotate your body and just have a better look around. Go ahead and roll an investigation check with disadvantage because you weren't able to break out of the circle.
An 8.
Okay. With an 8, you start trying to like pierce through and look for this Fey connection. Um, and while you're not able to like wander around and explore like you want to feel whatever this thread is, you do feel it kind of resonating not from the center of the room, but somewhere near the balcony.
But I can't move.
No, unfortunately, you didn't manage your strength check to break out of the circle.
Well, I guess I can't do anything. I mean, I'd be doing my best to try and like see if I can catch a glimpse of anything, if that would be distracting me from whatever ceremony is going on.
Sure, go ahead and roll just one more perception check.
19.
19. You look up on the balcony and you see kind of a few rows of people, some like royals and some other strange entities that you've never seen before. You notice there's several of them that are hooded in the back of the room that you get nothing from. Like normally you can read people, but like these people are just vacant spaces. Almost like whatever you're in right now, if you're not sure if this is a memory, if this is like some crazy like illusion or whatever, almost like that portion of this illusion isn't complete.
Hmm.
Um who haven't I spoken to yet?
Me.
That's what I thought. Raylan. You see like one of the figures glowing in gold, like a yellow aura starts like rotating in their place, just still doing the motions and stuff, but just kind of looking around, just trying to yank away. A few people look in that direction, just a little confused. um but you do feel like if you tried hard enough you would be able to move away from this circle and um potentially investigate further inside of this room. I'll leave it to you. You do see the importance of some spell going on here.
Oh no.
Um,
So if I
but
don't know what's happening, so I'm gonna focus on the figure by Zala and see what they're concocting.
okay. As the spell continues, Zala, your mentor hands off the spell to you. As you take the spell to start your section of the ritual, you feel the welling of energy inside of you. I need a Constitution saving throw from you, just to stem it, just right off the bat.
A 9.
Okay. With a 9, like whatever stresses you, like this has just happened to you. Like your controls of your magic have dissipated and deteriorated so rapidly, and you just have to do this spell. You can feel it already beginning to burgeon and like starting to overflow. You see your mentor's eyes just kind of go wide for a moment, almost like in recognition, and she gets in close, like almost trying to like showing off like she's like adjusting the spell, like she may have made a mistake real quick. And she leans in as she does and says, "Is everything all right?"
I can't go on. I can't stop it.
I've already passed it on. I can't. I. You have to. What
Okay.
is it? What's going on? What happened?
Yeah, I don't know.
Just relax and breathe.
Okay.
We'll deal with this afterwards, but the spell must go off.
Right. Of course.
She like
Yes.
steps away. That welling that you had is still there, but kind of stymied a little bit. As the spell that you have in your hands now, you see all the people in the spell circle, they tether to that one singular spot in the center that you're holding on to. And you feel this like influx of energy, just this connection to everyone in this room. And just like you felt back then, you feel this now. You feel people that shouldn't be here. Like you know everyone that's taking part in this spell. And some people in like that are connected to this spell you've never met before. At least that was the sensation you had before. Now you understand that these people are your companions. And whatever like resolved, whatever like burgeoning energy you unlike you had before, you remember before like your chaotic energy was about to like explode, but these random people showed up and it began to withdraw, almost like someone was watching your back, but you weren't sure what it was. And as you begin to spin this energy in your hands, you have a bit of control over it. I need you to go ahead and make an Arcana check, just a straight roll, because no one deviated fully from the spell.
Ooh, a 13.
Cool, cool, cool. With a 13, you begin to spin and weave the spell, still kind of thrown off. This is just so bizarre. And you remember it going fairly okay up until a certain point, with when another element was thrown in, when like more of this chaotic energy began to burgeon out. The rest of you feel like this tether and this connection to Zala. As the spell begins to weave, all of your all these lines that are connected to Zala begin to spin and rotate in the air, almost like a tornado, just a woven tornado, spiraling upwards, made up of all of your energies and heading up to like almost the ceiling of this. And you see Zala is just kind of struggling to keep the entire thing together. I need the rest of you, not Zala, to make Arcana checks.
Ooh, not my strength.
Natural 20.
13.
Wow.
Nice. Ooh, these are good rolls, guys.
Oh.
I'm
That's
rolling
alright.
terrible tonight.
You guys feel whatever this tether, this link between you and Zala, you are connected to each other as well. So when the rest of you, Zala, you're too distracted with like everything that's in motion and your past and your present thoughts on what you're doing and what you could have done better and what you can do now to like course correct, to notice what everyone else is feeling. Everyone else feels that chaotic energy, that almost wild magic that comes from Zala, but it's not coming from Zala. All of you see someone is manipulating from up in the balcony. Something up in the balcony is manipulating energies. And occasionally, it'll pulse in the direction of Zala. And you see, every time this happens, the wild energy in Zala begins to become unstable.
Do I see he's doing it with a natural 20?
With a natural 20 arc, you look, you're kind of like weirdly rotated, so you have a much better view than everyone else. To up in the balcony, you see a young woman is currently up in the balcony, weaving some kind of spell. And the spell looks so strange. It doesn't look like any kind of magic that you've seen before. At least not in the normal sense that you've seen magic be cast. It just kind of looks like a ball of random energy that occasionally she'll like squeeze and it'll like do a pulse outwards. And it'll start disrupting whatever's all is doing.
Oh, so it's a woman?
Yes.
I don't have access to any of my magic, do I?
Would you like to try something?
You know, you're asking great questions. I don't know if I can stop it.
What do you want to do?
Is Art the only one that notices this? Like specifically who?
The rest of you have like, you feel arcs like almost like an alarm at something up in the balcony, but you don't have the specifics. You just have the emotion of something happening up in the balcony.
I mean, I guess I could try and cast Crown of Madness on them.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
What do I need to?
Badass.
What do I need to roll to save?
Wiz?
Oh, that's better than
Wisdom
mine.
15.
Wisdom
That's
15.
it, Blake?
I thought you were about to put it on us, but
What
I ain't gonna
all
lie.
the things are. My
Yeah,
DCs are 15.
yeah. What are
Oh,
you?
We're level 7.
mine's 16. I thought we were almost to the point of 17. My bad.
What's the effective crown meant?
One humanoid of your choice that you see within range must succeed on a wisdom throw or become charmed for the duration. While they are charmed this way, a twisted crown of jagged iron appears on their head, and madness glows in its eyes. The charmed target must use its action before moving on each turn to make a melee attack against a creature other than itself that I mentally choose. The target can act normally on its turn if I choose to, or if none of the or none within or no creature is within its reach. On my subsequent turns, I must use my action to maintain control over the target. The target can make a Wisdom saving throw at each of its end of its turns.
Okay, I like this. So we're gonna play with this a little bit.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll on the table.
Okay.
This person has a +6 to wisdom.
Oh, good.
So I'm gonna go ahead and roll on the table. Whatever it is, it's gonna be +6.
Easy
Hey,
clap.
wow.
Nice.
Wow.
Hey, baby.
Nice.
You, Ark, you watch as a crown just circles up on this person, and they're holding on to this chaotic energy. And the crown, just a few eyes start opening up on the crown, and you see like it permeates into this person's brain. However, this chaotic energy that they're holding on to is affecting the crown. What is it that what do you pass through this tether that you've just created to this person?
Like what I want them to do.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I wanted them to kind of like start a scene. So like literally just punch the person next to them in the face.
Okay. The person that is sitting there at the moment is sitting next to a very noble looking humanoid. Not humanoid, sorry. A noble looking drow. And to the left of that noble looking drow is the king, or this kingly person. The woman is just fighting whatever this urge is, and you see that she's holding onto the chaotic energy with one hand, and she curls the other hand into a fist, and then she just slugs the person right next to her. All of you hear a gasp from up in the arcade. Zala, whatever pulses were affecting your abilities seem to have lessened. Make your next Arcana check at advantage.
I take a deep sigh of relief. I rolled natural 20 on the first roll, so I'll keep that.
Nice. You reorient the spell and you have it back into the state that it should be in. And the spiraling weaves that were going up into the air begin to recede and come back down and form a more average looking web that's interconnected between everyone. And you now feel a more powerful presence of the people around you. You also feel Ark's alarm at what's going on in the arcade. And you have like a bit more presence of mind, but you gotta focus on this stuff.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Everyone else. Same thing happens to you. You have a more presence of mind, and you don't have the rest of you don't have to focus as much on the spell because you're all kind of on autopilot with whatever's going on. So you kind of have your own agency in things that you're doing. You sense whatever this young woman is doing. She's still holding on to like a full ball of chaos in her hand. As she just decks the person next to her, and all these people are just starting to scramble and move about. You see a couple of these knights are moving towards her location, and she's starting to panic slightly.
We
What
see
are the
who it is. Or can I see who it is, rather?
Tetherman, go and roll just a perception check. As you like crane your neck to look all the way back there.
I'm going to use one reroll.
Oh,
Okay.
That's ballsy.
I'm going to
Worth
use
it.
my other reroll.
Worth.
Wow. That's good.
14.
Moment.
Say it ain't so.
In my head, I know who it is. I need the exact name.
Say it ain't so.
Say it ain't so.
I will not go.
Turn the lights off.
Carry me home.
Na 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 na.
Um,
It's your
oh,
mom,
okay, that's why.
Ash's mom.
Asher's mom
Has
got
got
it
it going on.
Wait, you can't see that.
Oh, did you know my
Going
next
on
character
so
arc is an
long.
Oedipus arc?
Oh God.
Oh, God.
Please don't. Oh
I
no.
don't think I want to play with you anymore.
Tethrin, not only do you see the young woman, you also see the person that's next to her. You see one, Lyra. No, sorry, not Lyra.
Lyra?
Lyra.
You see Mira holding this orb of chaos. And next to her, you see Tethys just having been slugged in the face.
Can I cast counterspell on the spell she's holding?
Roll an Arcana check.
It would have to be like
Um, with an 11, she's not holding a spell. So counterspell wouldn't necessarily do anything. It'd be more of a dispel magic that's needed here. But that's a you need to touch that.
If that's the case,
And I throw him.
could she make a Constitution saving throw for me?
Sure. What are you doing?
I am freezing her in time, so she drops whatever it is.
Okay. What's the save?
16.
Okay.
Constitution.
For Constitution, she has a +2 to Constitution.
Ooh,
So I'm
thank
going to
you.
roll this on the table.
always.
As she's like mid slug, just like punching someone in the face. You see her stop and just like this, almost like a repeat, that she slowed for a moment, and whatever this crazy energy is that she's holding rolls off her hand, and just starts to tumble. This arcade isn't like held off by like a big barrier. It's kind of like a wrought iron fencing. And the orb, whatever she was holding, it's a small thing. So it hits the ground and it rolls and it begins to fall off the high balcony down towards the floor.
I'll cast Featherfall.
Go ahead and roll a spell attack for me,
Ooh.
because you're throwing this at a ball of arcane chaos.
20. Total.
How much? Sorry.
20.
Cool.
Oh.
You cast Featherfall on this as a reaction, and it's slams into it, and you see this Featherfall spell amplify and like smack everyone in the balcony through the orb. The orb itself starts falling slowly, but you've fed something into it, and you see it like kind of pulsing now as it slowly descends and just ding, ding, onto the floor. It's like almost like a heartbeat, just pulsing the ground roughly 40 feet from where you're
Can
standing.
I ask a question?
What's up?
Is this familiar to the effect that happened when we went to Veronmere the first time through the door?
Which effect are you talking about?
I'm talking about when Zala would cast spells on the gym, which took her arm, and it would replicate and amplify them.
It is a very similar effect, though the one that was in the cave um felt intentionally created. This is a far more rudimentary version. This is like someone threw this together, like not without the knowledge necessary to um make it as concentrated or as well made, I suppose. Zala,
Gotcha.
you feel almost a heartbeat of your like chaotic energy just pulsing behind you at almost a rhythmic pace, and it starts to well up inside of you again. You're still trying to maintain the spell. Go ahead and roll another Arcana check, just flat.
Oh baby, a triple, natural 20.
Is that your second natural 20?
Yeah.
Damn.
Way to die.
You maintain the spell's rotation, and you're saying you're starting up the incantation now. Welling through it, you see energy just pooling into your hands as it's supposed to,
Uh-huh.
catching into this almost urn that you've weaved out of the spell magic. As it's pooling in, you know the next phase is going to be like rotating the magic upwards and casting the actual protective barrier. Um, but you have to give it time to fill with the proper amount of energy. You see your mentor standing before you and just sweating bullets. See, like she seems to be also like she's also doing her part of the incantation. Her hands are extended. Magic is reflecting off of her hands, just kind of maintaining the urn, and she's just sweating bullets. Go and roll
Uh,
insight for me.
I'll whisper, I've
You
got this.
can
I
learn.
won't let you down. A dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You see concern in her face, but she's not looking at you.
Can I stab her?
Otter.
Oh, what's she looking at?
Her eye line is like in your direction, but up.
Can't see behind me. Uh, what is it?
You see that she's not speaking to you. She's just mid incantation. Her eyes are just like wide.
Hey, we'll finish this together.
As energy is just pooling into this urn. Roll an Arcana check. This isn't for finishing the spell. This is
Yeah,
like a sensing thing.
a 19.
With a 19, you feel something siphoning from the bottom of the spell jar that you're creating. The rest of you roll an investigation check.
Okay. Do I
Investigation.
see lady girl wide enough?
31.
Oh my god.
What?
Yeah, he's got a huge plus to his int.
Got like a plus 12.
Holy crap!
So that's
Okay.
a natural 20 plus 11.
Yeah,
Oh,
I got a
31.
19.
Okay.
Plus
I'm gonna
12.
Raylan.
Yeah.
This whole thing is nuts. This is all wild. What's happening right now? This is a crazy spell, and you see some commotions going up on the gallery. Your friends are all here. You're all connected with a magic string. It's all really weird. And Zal is doing some truly insane magic. And you've seen some crazy magic. You saw Tethrin heal someone with like just a symbol. Um, but this is
That's
crazy.
pretty cool.
Leo,
Mhm.
this magic feels familiar to you. It's a powerful warding magical spell that you felt many times in your village.
Yeah.
Mainly from the artifact at its heart. That kind of protects everything. But this feels artificially made, as opposed to the natural version that you have in your arc.
Uh-huh.
You're kind of just watching this whole drama unfold as you're kind of still rotated out towards towards like this gallery, and like you see someone is just casting spells up at the gallery from down here, and just cast like a featherfall spell at the orb. Go and roll insight for me.
Okay. A 9.
With a 9, you're starting to like kind of grasp what's happening. You're not sure how it's happening or why it's happening. But you have a feeling like that sensation in your mind that like of people that you know are also in this room. Some of them are just as confused as you are. Others are like intently doing things, like the one that just cast the spells, that feel faintly familiar to you. So you feel like you're not alone at the very least. There's also a bunch of other minds in your head that you can't correlate with anyone. They're just like random people. So you're just kind of like, whatever. Um, but Vasher,
Yep.
all this happening, in the back of your mind, you feel Zay. What is this?
I don't know. It kind of feels like when we were in the Dread House. Like everything looks a little different, a little off. And Zala's up there, and she looks way too good for like how poor she's looked recently.
Who are you?
I mean, Zay, it's me, Vasher. We've been together for like I don't know. We've been hanging out for like a month now, working together. I worship your dad.
I do not know you.
Zay,
But I
you
am
know me. We met in the woods.
Vasher. You are like kind of still locked in that position. Um, would you like to turn around?
Yeah, I would.
Okay, go and roll a strength check for me.
Okay. That'll be a 10.
With a 10, same as Arc, you're not able to like break out of the spell, but you kind of rotate in place, and you see on the walls, now that the magic is surging, now that the magic is rotating in this space, there are entities tied to these walls. 6 of them. And whatever this ritualistic casting is of protection. And you see like several tethers connected to what looks like an angel-like visage that's just pinned to the wall.
Zay, is that you?
How do you know my name?
I thought you were a weapon. Your dad sent you to me to help me do good and get rid of evil.
I have not known freedom in millennia.
What what's happening here? What's going on? Why are you in this spell? How are you here?
I've been bound to this by my father to protect and serve Veronmir.
No, you work with me to protect and serve Sephiria. So
This is the first time you've ever seen any
visage, yeah.
of Zay. Like it's almost like this porcelain, like glowing, angelic presence that doesn't have like any main features, but is bound to almost like the statue that's in the corner of the
Can I try to reach out?
You failed your strength check, unfortunately. So
Okay.
you're not able to move from your position, and you're not able to like break from the motions that you're making. She says, I have known nothing but protection in my current state.
Well, what is it that you want?
What does that matter?
Well, because you and I are a team in the future, I think. And if all you've ever known is protection, well, that's all that I do too. So I don't want to do that to you if that's not what you want.
I can form a pact. If that is what you wish.
Well, you and I already have. When we meet, you and I already have a pact. But what is it that you want?
She looks into the middle distance for a moment and says, "Freedom."
Well, all right. When I get back to the future, I'll talk to you about letting you go. But I need help.
Freedom from this. And
Oh, thank God. All right, good.
she she gestures to the area around her and like the energy that's being siphoned from her to this spell.
Well, I think in the future you are free. You and I have been traveling for a month around the continent.
I do not know. I don't know what you're saying. I do not
I,
understand it. But if you were to forge a pact with me now,
okay, I'll forge a
my
pact with you now.
and she extends her hand towards you.
And I try to, even though I can't, to pull towards her.
Roll a strength check.
Ugh.
You gotta be a 12.
Fuck me. 5.
With a 5, you like start moving away from, like also reaching your hand out, but you guys, there's a good span of like 25 feet from where she is on the wall, and she's held in by these like chains of light and energy as she's reaching out, like almost in this desperation.
I
As both of you are like reaching out towards each other. Tethrin.
oh.
Yes, sir.
You feel the orb on the ground. The pulse is rapidly increasing. So, like, being removed from the handler, the orb is now free. There is no restraint to it. So its power is just starting to well.
Uh-huh.
And you see from the bottom of the jar, the strings that were filling it begin to tether to the orb. And you see them connect and intertwine, and the orb just swelling faster and faster with this chaotic energy.
That's no good. I'm going to cast Maximilian's Earthen Grasp. So a large earthen hand comes out from underneath it. And when the hand begins to tighten the grip to grab it, I want to cast, or not cast, I want to use my time stop feature on it again, or my stasis feature on it to
Okay.
freeze it.
Okay. So, a low rumble begins to issue onto the ground as you cast this spell. As the earth is literally molding around, it's making like this low level earthquake. You see like dust is beginning to shake and quake down from all sides in the ceiling. Is all you feel that familiar earthquake that kind of started off the whole chain of events, everything that went wrong. But you can't see it. Your eyes are locked forward on your mentor, who you thought was looking at you, but is actually looking just above you at some chaos happening behind her. As you're trying to cast a spell, you also realize the jar doesn't have nearly enough magic in it. And you're like, why? Why isn't this? Why is it failing? You feel that energy inside of you welling again, reaching a point of anxiety that is almost like the chaos is gonna like unleash. But years of experience now with the chaos magic, and just in these last couple months, the amount of progress you've made with it, you realize that this isn't enough energy for you to surge.
I'm just holding my breath.
Go and
Very nervous.
roll an Arcana check just to see if you can this time see what's happening.
No, an 8.
With an 8, all you can do is hold your breath. And you see your mentor starting to chant, like continuing the chant, but the words are different. These aren't the words that she was supposed to say. Arc.
Yep.
The crown of madness on the young woman's head is still there, as she has just punched someone. The orb has rolled down onto the ground. Do you give any other commands?
Punch the king.
She's gonna try and fight you on this command.
Oh, of course.
It's a good one though. It's a good one.
I think it's the perfect level of just funniness to Ark, you know. Ruin this
So
completely serious situation.
what's your spell save?
15 wisdom.
This 15 was all right. She has a +6
Yes.
to this, so I'm gonna roll on table again.
Okay, she passes this time.
You see her beginning to lunge towards the king and just fighting it with everything she has. As the person next to her, the person she punched, is just like wrapping his arms around her and just pulling her back. As like all these knights are beginning to descend on that position, and then your eyes trail down to the orb on the ground that's just growing. It's about 4 times bigger than the last time you saw it.
Oh, that doesn't seem good.
And you see like from the ground, this earthquake is beginning to like shake, and you see a hand reach up and just start grabbing this orb. And
Continue.
you see a blink of magic that's trying to encapsulate itself around it, almost like a pause to it. What's the save on that, Tether?
16.
And
Constitution.
roll it on the table. It's just an orb of chaos, so it doesn't get any modifiers.
Heyo.
Same as before, you blast it and you see the entire arcade freeze momentarily. But it's enveloped, and for a moment, like a breath, you're holding it, Tethrin. Sweat is beating down your head, and you're feeling your connection with this moment, whatever this magic that surged in you, is starting to peel away from you. You're not able to maintain whatever this connection is for much longer.
Okay, if that's the case, and I know that that's the case, I want to. Man. Okay. I want to. I'm gonna drop concentration on the hand.
The hand
Since
starts to crumble.
I'm going to recast it beneath me and go up to Mira and Tennis.
Okay. I'm gonna say you're still locked into the spell. You've been casting like in the intermittent moments of also casting this massive spell. You're gonna need to roll a strength save to break out of this. I'm gonna say it with advantage because you're using the hand.
I'm very strong. Natural 20.
Holy crap, these natural 20s, guys. Zala, you feel one of the connections vanish as another quake in the ground shakes the entire room, and the analog, the person that's shimmering with Tethrin's, what's Tethrin's color? Red? With Tethrin's red glow, just fly up in an earthen grasp in the direction of these two individuals up on the arcade. Zala, you don't see this, you just feel the movement of this connection and as it vanishes. The rest of you do see earthen grasp floating up. Raylan.
Yeah.
You doing anything?
Well, has the have I been seeing what the little big lady been doing in front of Zala?
Have you been keeping? So you've been watching the woman in front.
Yeah.
Then yeah, you've been seeing like her expressions, her like movements. You don't necessarily know that anything's off because you don't know this person. Roll insight to see if anything is weird about the situation.
Oh yeah, baby. Low rolls all day. 11.
Okay. Roll against her deception.
Oh
Unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunately, like you don't know if this is part of it or if it's like you're not sure. You do see that she's sweating, but that could just be because of the spell. Zal is also sweating. Um, is there anything else you want to do?
Nope.
Okay, Leo, anything you want to do?
So I think I'm focused on Zala. Does she look like the spell is fading or she's having trouble with it?
Roll insight.
Okay. Oh, finally a good roll. 22.
Nice.
It looks like things are going wrong. Like you actively see her making odd movements, and you know that the actual Zala's in there too. Like it's not like this is just a frame of memory. You're able to move things around, so she should also be able to move things around. And the fact that her actual self is also struggling with this means that there's something going wrong.
Okay. Do I know? Okay, so whenever in like where at my home, it's a more natural way the spell's happening. Do I know that people in the tribe like cipher their magic into the whatever's giving protection at my home?
There
Like,
there
have I
is a
seen them do that?
there's a very similar ritual to this one. That
Yeah.
yes, it is something that is done, but there is no like focusing vessel. It looks like Zala is acting as the focusing vessel
Okay.
for this spell.
Okay. Um. So my question is, I don't have a specific spell that is going to like give a like enhance ability or anything. It's not a saving throw that she's doing, correct?
She's not actively doing a saving throw, no.
Okay.
She's doing checks to perform the spell.
Okay. I don't have any specific spell that helps with checks right now, but I want to try to send any of my magic I can to try to help the spell. So I don't
Do you
know if.
do you
Go
have
ahead.
the spell bless?
I do. That's what I was looking at, but I didn't know if that would actually.
You can give her bless and you can give her advantage with the help action. So
Okay.
I'll let you cast bless as a bonus action and
Okay.
use your actual action to move towards Zala and help with the spell.
Okay. That's what I want to do. I want to try to cipher my bless
The the
into
only
her
the
spell.
only the only issue with this is that you're gonna have to try and break from your position.
Oh gosh.
So
Okay.
you're gonna have to do a strength save to try and break. You have to beat a 12.
Okay. I will try
Otherwise,
to do
you
that.
can still do bless, which
Yeah.
is a lot, but you can give the help action to give advantage if you can
Okay.
break out of it.
Okay. I will try to do that then. So here we go. Nope.
Okay. So you try and lunge forward because you've seen the spell done. You've done it a few times yourself. You know that you can help right the ship, but whatever this lock you're in, you can't break free. But you cast bless, and it's all that you have bless, and like you feel it's from Leo. Um, Basher,
Yep.
you're reaching out towards Zay, and Zay looks desperate as the entire building's beginning to shake and quake. You're not sure if it's from the rush of energy. You're not sure if it's from the earthen grasp that Tetherin's been using. But something's making things move in this building, and things look fairly chaotic as you're reaching out. Go ahead and roll another strength saving throw.
Can I cast a spell?
What do you want to do?
I want to cast Misty Step to teleport to close enough to where I can grab her.
Okay. You're still locked into this activity. So I'll give you this option. I'm going to drop the DC of what you need to roll to be above.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a couple advantages here.
All right.
Let me check something real quick. Because this is some powerful magic, so I'm going to have you roll something.
Okay.
So as you're casting this spell, you're trying to break free of this bond
Mm-hmm.
and reach Zay in this moment. And through your magic, using Zay's magic, the magic of Nedrin, right?
Yeah.
You're almost, go ahead and roll a persuasion check. You got to be a 10.
14.
As the magic breaks, you grasp Zay's hand, and you feel this connection, almost this tether that you haven't felt to this degree before. Because you never made a pact. You just had a weapon.
Well, I thought the pact was with Nedrin.
You're right. But you never remember making that pact. You remember, like, begging to a statue. You remember being in that field, but you don't remember the actions or the words or the actual impact of this. And in this moment, you feel a more concrete connection to Zay and Nedrin than you've ever felt.
Okay.
As you blink into and grasp her hand, you see these bonds, these chains that were around her, crackle and just start to shimmer off of her form. Tethrin, you glide up to the balcony.
Yeah. I drop the spell so it crumbles away. I use it again, but at the wall, so the wall becomes a hand and pushes outwards so it can go outside. I drop the spell. This is gonna get much worse. Come on, we must leave. And then I jump out and I cast polymorph to become a giant owl.
Okay. So you grab both of them, or just Mira?
I kind of just position myself outside and they can hop on, or I can catch them or whatever.
Okay. So you jump outside. You turn into a giant owl. You see confusion in their faces. Go ahead and roll persuasion check.
Pretty good at persuasion.
Because you remember you're not in your body. Like, you don't look like you.
I think if I was in my body, it'd be worse. So I think I should have advantage.
I don't think so.
Worth a shot.
Good try.
You see both of them very confused in this moment, and they take a beat as you're floating there. I'm gonna roll a couple perception checks for them. Okay. The man that's kind of restraining her, restraining Mira, she starts to push off of his arms and starts running in your direction. Seems she knows something that he doesn't. And in his confusion, seeing that he's still trying to grapple her, basically. So he starts chasing after her towards the window. So they're both poised to be towards the window.
Both as in Mira and Tethys, or both as in Mira and somebody else?
Mira and Tethys, yeah.
Okay.
Zala. The spell is like, it's draining, and like something is siphoning magic so fast out of the spell. You have one last bit to just cast it and just be done. There's not enough magic. You know the spell's already a failure under like the bounds of like what it's supposed to do. This is what happened before. But you know if you don't cast it now, something much worse will happen. Go ahead and roll an Arcana check and go ahead and roll that bless.
I'm rolling the D4 first. It's 2. Arcana. With the for the first time in like history, I'm gonna get tears in my eyes, and I'm going to say, I'm I'm sorry for what's about to come. Be strong. I'll see you soon.
Your
A
mentor looks down.
natural one.
Yeah. Your mentor looks down at you and says, I'm sorry for what I've done. You didn't deserve this. As you're not able to finish the last section of the spell, the last bit of magic gets siphoned off the bottom into the orb of chaos. Arc. Your eyes, you and Raylan, your eyes are locked onto the orb of chaos. All of a sudden, it shrinks down to a speck of just dark energy, and light is bending around it. And then it rapidly expands. You see the seamless walls turn into like brittle bricks and almost dissipate away. You see like the chaotic energy just blast up into the arcade and just wrecking everyone's shit. Just some people just fully disintegrating, some people like transmogrifying to odd creatures, some people just like being crushed by stones. Catherine, you watch as Tethys and Mira are both pushed out the window and land in your claws. As you kind of like duck your wings and fold in on yourself and just start to descend from this tower as like the bricks just fly outwards. Just this rock of energy passing through everything. Vasher, as you're holding on to Zay's hand, you just hear, I'll find you again.
Yes, you will. And then
As
Yes.
the surge of magic just passes between the two of you, you feel everything just peeling away. All of you, except for Zala. You see an impenetrable circle form around you and your mentor. Your mentor has cast, having dropped the spell at the last moment. Tears in her eyes. As the entire tower, the entire temple, vanishes into an oblivion of chaotic energy. And Tethrin, you just feel your owl form just collide spectacularly against the ground as you're all pulled back.
Alright, that answers my question.
Catherine just collapses to the ground. He's out.
You're all back in the room, wearing your fancy new clothes. Exhausted.
What
Not
the
actually.
hell?
It was just tiring. Yeah.
So yeah.
What the hell was that?
Oh, I
Am
want
I
to make
me
this,
again?
I want to make this very clear. Tethrin's on the ground, like unconscious.
Yeah,
Like,
we're
Oh.
ignoring it. We're ignoring him.
I'll
Um,
step down and use 5 points of lay on hands just to make sure he's okay.
Did someone get into my bag and take anything and distribute it to all of us without me knowing?
I mean, that's probably
What was in our
food,
breakfast?
but
I don't
I
remember.
checked it for poison. There was nothing in the breakfast. I know that much. But I saw my weapon. I saw its like living form. Zay, I saw you. What?
I saw you too.
What the fuck?
Wait, was that real?
Yeah, that was all real.
I totally made someone punch someone.
That's irrelevant, Ark. We just witnessed like 1,000 people die. I don't know.
Nola, you were young.
Yeah.
You guys watch. Zala's like kneeling on the ground, actually crying.
Oh my god, are you Zala, are you okay?
It wasn't my fault. It
No, it was
wasn't.
that person in the crowd that I made them punch someone. How'd you not know that? Felt like it was really obvious that they were doing something.
I'll run up to Ark and just grab him by his hairy shoulders. What person in the crowd?
Yeah, that woman. How did no one notice her? I felt like she was doing it in front of she was right next to the king.
Well, like
People
Ark,
everywhere were doing magic, Ark. It's part of the ritual.
Ark, go ahead and roll an intelligence check.
Oh, that was almost a nat 20 again, Emil. It was
14.
yeah.
With a 14, everyone that could have seen it was obliterated.
No witnesses. Did they die?
A perfect crime.
Everybody died.
Who?
The person that I saw doing it.
She ran out the window.
Yeah.
Oh.
Raylan, your eyes were locked on the orb.
No, no, not
Um,
you. I'm saying like perspective of it all.
um, everyone go and roll just a general perception check. I want to see how many levels of things people actually saw in this room.
Well,
Oh,
gee,
I mean, I was probably preoccupied.
Well,
Ignore
yeah,
my
it's all
roll.
you're
Ignore my
locked
roll.
to your memory. Yeah.
Yeah.
13.
Yeah.
It's a 9.
14.
Okay. So Ark, since you were the one that had the crown on her, you know that she ran out the window. All of you saw pretty much everything that happened in the room except for Zala, who was locked in on the spell. So you all have a pretty decent awareness of like what physically happened, but you're not sure why it happened. But you all know something for sure. Zala didn't surge.
Well, that person escaped, Zala. Just a heads
What?
up.
What did they look like? Details.
What other description did I have, DM, other than a female?
A young woman.
A female next to two peoples away from the king
1 second.
and or emperor. I'm not sure.
What?
Roll. It's another intelligence check. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. The 17 this time.
Nice.
17. With the 17, you know that she looked familiar.
She looked familiar, Zala.
Like, and she had blonde hair. She's a drow.
Wait,
Okay. I just relay these things.
you recognized her.
I said she looked familiar. I can't put a finger on it.
Besides this city, where have you been?
Oh God.
Have
Well,
you ever been to Veron Mir?
no, I have not.
There was that place we were at, you know.
Yeah, I've probably been to most major cities in Sephiria, and then I've, am from Petty Light in the Feylands. So,
Oops, ignore that.
so that's basically all the places I've been to.
There's not many blonde drow.
Yeah, Blonde Drow DM.
Ah.
What
Does
She's not
yeah.
a drow, right?
I think
She-
she was.
Yeah, no, I couldn't remember. I didn't have it in my notes if she was a drow or not.
I have her down. I don't have, I guess, her
I thought she was.
race
I knew
down.
she was blonde.
I
knew
thought
that.
she was an elf, maybe.
Wait,
She
have
might
we
have
been.
all
I don't know.
run into her?
No, sorry, she's elven. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay, blonde elf. What?
Yeah,
Can I-
everyone go and roll an intelligence check.
Oh,
For me.
Yeah,
Sitting in the crowd arc.
a 4. Damn it.
Well,
Yeah, she was she was the second person from the king and the
Unfortunately,
band.
unfortunately,
right?
not you, Zala, because
Yeah, I figure.
you didn't see her.
Yeah.
And everyone else rolled very poorly. What's up, Raylan?
I think I have this in my notes. I probably don't. But is it the young woman with blonde hair that we saw in House Fingrad?
House Fengrad? No.
Okay, then yeah, I don't have to tell you.
Yeah.
So I know nothing.
Yeah, sorry, Zal. I can't really help you any more than that. I'll sit on it. I'll sit on it.
Wait, no, it's not. I forgot your name. Whatever, doesn't matter. Did you see her face?
Yes.
All right. Well,
Wait. DM, did I see her face?
The perception check you had before wasn't great. You saw her general visage, but you don't have like an ironclad look of what her face looks like.
only have
like you saw what she was generally dressed in. Basically anything that you would need to like chase someone down if you're like
Here,
running after them.
we'll do this. We'll get creative, DM.
What's up?
With the memory fresh in my mind, right? We're
Uh-huh.
like minutes out. I'm gonna cast Major Image and recreate what exactly I saw.
Ooh, okay.
Dissertation, you bitch.
Okay. Casting
That's-
major image, you turn half into the room into the half of the like the image that you had in your mind.
Yeah.
Zala, you see the opposite side of the room. That what moment do you choose to show?
I think the moment the lady would have been most animated is when she was either being restrained from after punching the person or when she assaulted the person next to her. In my mind, I think.
Okay.
Like
a
that.
visage,
Yeah.
a
Whenever
visage,
I had
show,
control of her, I guess.
a visage flies up in your eyes, Zala. Everyone's eyes of this major image. You see the arcade up above. You see the Emperor's not the right word. I can't remember it at this time. I'm just gonna use Emperor for now, but there's an actual title. The Emperor's second hand is in the center. Not the actual Emperor, just the
Advisor?
not advisor. He's like the second in command, pretty much.
Yeah.
The Viceroy.
The Vizier.
Sitting there.
That's not what a vizier is.
To his left, you see a couple of other nobles. A little bit further, you see your own family. A couple members of your own family seated there, watching the proceedings, and they look concerned. At least from like the blurriness, because like the further away it gets from like the focus that Arc has, the blurrier and more messy the image becomes, because it's not the important section of the memory. It's just kind of like people become filler at the fringes. But on the focus, you see a young elven woman, blonde hair, having just let go, and you see like mid floating down a person with like a red glow casting a spell just underneath his armpit to like slow down the orb as it's falling. And you see fairly clearly, not a lot of like features, but enough to tell you that this is High Noble Mira Enereth, one of like the people that was fighting for your position.
I'll just drop to my knees. She's here in Vizimir. It was her.
Yeah.
Are you sure, Ark? This is important. You saw those people die.
I am actually 100% sure this. I'm not 100% sure on most things, but you know, when we first kind of blinked into this memory, I immediately got like, or saw her doing like shady stuff.
She was behind me. There's no way I could have seen it at the time.
That is true.
It all makes sense now. What Lore was staring at moments before it happened.
Yeah,
Do you
she
know
escaped, so
she escaped?
yeah, she just said she's here too, so it kind of makes
She
sense,
is.
right?
But how?
How'd she escape?
Everyone else in the balcony, I think, almost died. From
Uh,
everyone.
She jumped out the window. And then I want to like, assuming the image is still up, I want to go over and like point to the people I couldn't get a read on, the hooded figures.
Yeah.
Zala, do you know who these people would be?
You see
Who?
Zala in the back row. Actually, Raylan, all of you see that Ark walks over and he points to like in the back row. There are these just almost like cutouts it doesn't look like there's anyone there. It's just like someone took some scissors and just cut out whatever was supposed to be there. It's just a blank darkness. That arc, you it's not like you mistook it for a hood. It looks, even in this form, looks like there is a hood like to it.
Mhm.
But whatever those people are, they don't appear in whatever this was. Zala, you know that's the Nostrada. For sure.
That's exactly what I thought.
They wear those masks for a reason.
So who are these people?
It's the Nostrada.
Okay, I don't know what that is.
If Tethan were awake, he would faint again. It is quite possibly the most dangerous group of people.
But they're dead.
No, no, they're not dead. By no means do they die. The reason you can't see them, even with whatever magic happened, they wear these masks.
Mass like the gun dude?
Mm, more powerful, more sinister. I mean, they strike fear into everyone. They keep
Well,
order. They carry out missions that shouldn't ever be spoken about.
interesting. This sounds like quite the gathering you had here. Ceremony.
It was supposed to be easy. It was supposed to be simple.
It was a protection spell.
It was a simple protection spell.
Yeah, I've
Oh.
seen that done before.
You saw what happened. It wasn't my fault. Those people that died, obliterated, the people that rocks fell and crushed their lives into, it was not my fault. There wasn't enough. I put in all the magic I could. My mentor, she was there in front of me watching it all happen, and she couldn't do anything about it.
I mean, I don't think any of us are really blaming you anymore.
Yeah. I don't.
That's not the point. She
But
just-
what was also what
She-
spell were y'all casting? I saw Zay there.
Zay, you
Yeah,
mean the angel on the wall? The
Yeah.
winged figure on the wall.
Yes.
I mean, just a
So
simple.
I can go ahead and fill in that gap. Zala, do you wish to just
Turned
recount
into
what?
Roger Rabbit.
Do you want? Are you going to recount to them what the spell was like meant to do? Because I can fill that in. If not,
Yeah, just go ahead and fill that in for me.
Okay.
I'll get it real wrong.
Zala begins to just recount that this spell is a defensive, almost protection spell for an entire city. It's a warding spell that they use the different magics from not only like from sorcery, drawing from the world itself, but also using clerical magics, using like ancient boons that were given to Veron Mir in order to cast this spell. So those angels that you saw on the walls, it was more of a metaphorical gesture that they were pinned to the walls, but they were willingly given to the city by their various doctrines in order to allow this protection ward to be used. And Zala also explains that like every so often the spell needs to be recast to keep its effectiveness or its efficacy. So like it's a massive warding spell to cloak an entire city pretty much in defense, and it's just perpetually up. The fact that there are clerical statues there that had actual divine energy inside of them that were used for the spell is very rare. The Zala, it's lost on you why some of the churches would give these statues over to this particular thing. Because from Basher, from what you saw, it wasn't great. It wasn't great that these angels were kind of just stuck doing this. But even Zay said that it was some sort of boon given to this place. But yeah, it was just part of one massive ritual that's done every so often. And when Zal says that it's supposed to be easy, like technically yes, it's supposed to be easy,
Yeah.
but that's because it's been carved and grooved into this temple over hundreds of years. To the fact that like everyone just kind of gets locked into the spell. That's something that takes time for a spell this powerful to happen like this. Um, and once it's like taken root, yeah, it's simple. But if to start from scratch, a spell like this would take a colossal undertaking. And Leo, as for your experience with a spell like this, it is a tradition that's been handed down for generations. It was moved, and you remember it being something very tedious to get started. But once it got started, Leafward was protected again.
Mhm.
And it became easier and easier to do the ritual as time went on. So it kind of clocks, it kind of works in sync with what you're doing, but your type of magic that was used, how the ritual was executed, was slightly different.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
I mean,
Yeah, it makes
kind
perfect
of,
sense.
but y'all were holding these angels hostage. They did not want to be there.
I don't think that's
No.
the point right now, Basher.
Well, it's my point for
We were
my
protected.
situation.
What situation? How does that pertain to
Well,
you?
Basher, how these things work is you need divine help, for protection.
He can answer that for
Are
you.
you,
That's all I got.
are you suddenly a brother of these angels on the walls?
No, I'm a partner of this one, and I point at Zay on my hip.
Okay,
We are a team.
I don't even have time to dissect that right now.
I don't. That's just it's that complicated.
I mean,
I think it's just kind of besides the point,
yeah, you're
but
Do
I also asked a random question too, so I think we all get
Listen.
one,
I mean,
and then we get back to the main point.
well, the main point is, Zala, do you know that there was your energy? There was a giant orb of your energy there.
A what?
You know how like you when you do shit, it goes off the walls.
Yeah.
There's a physical version of that there. It's like a little ball that grew. And that's where our magic, well, your magic is being taken to.
What?
The major image is still up, and Raylan just kind of points to the orb that's like mid drop. And you
We're in
see the
VR.
yeah.
Where did
where
it?
I start throwing up.
Where did it come from?
I think that lady, as far as I know.
Do you? Of course you don't know who this is. This is Mira Inareth. And the reason that's familiar to you, Arcaicos, is because you've seen her around Vizimir. She is the
Oh.
ambassador of Aeronmir, I assume, I guess, for the King's Challenge. She
Yeah, I do see a lot of people
We
around.
escort?
is
You
the
know-
one we would be escorting, I assume, back to Veronmir. And one of her bodyguards, one of the people that I trained growing up, warned me. He's the one that delivered the threat to me. And he's a member of the Nostrada.
I thought you
This
said
whole
they're bad guys, but it sounds like he's looking out for you.
No, he said next time that we meet, he will ensure that I go back one way or another.
Oh, we're talking about. So wait, so the people hunting you are those guys?
Among others, yes.
That doesn't seem good.
It doesn't.
So
But
quick aside, Tethran, are you still unconscious, or are you making any active
Oh no,
effort to get
no,
back up?
very unconscious. Yeah.
Oh.
Not only did I expend like all my time magic to during the vision, I had to sustain the vision, and then I used the majority of my spell slots while in the vision. So I'm just fucked in my mind.
All right, I gave you some health back. You want more?
I didn't lose any hell.
Well,
Are you
it's
like
still-
exhausted or like
yeah,
something
he's
like
mentally exhausted.
yeah,
I
I'm
I
giving.
feel like it is fair for me to give you 1 point of exhaustion. Is that
Yeah,
that
no,
fair?
I agree. I agree.
Good.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and give you a point of exhaustion because you carried everyone into your vision.
Can I counteract that if I do a little song of rest while he's passed out, like a little lullaby?
Is that
I don't know.
exhaustion?
I mean, it's
I
not what
I
the
was-
it's not
so-
what the feature
Yeah.
for, but
Yeah.
we're
Go
just
ahead and roll-
flavoring here, you know.
go
Well,
ahead
I
and
was
roll-
gonna let me help Ark, and I'm gonna help him with a little. I'll like help put Tethrin up, I guess, like on a bed or something, and I'll do like a lesser restoration while he does a lullaby.
Okay,
I don't know if
okay.
that'll do much, but
You're
I'm gonna
playing
say
music?
I'm gonna say that since you guys are actively trying to take care of Tethrin, Leo, you expend that spell slot.
yeah.
And I'm gonna go ahead and see Ark. Go ahead and roll a medicine check at advantage because Leo's helping you out.
Sounds good.
Does my
let,
lay
and
on hands help?
well, no, let's retcon this. So we're doing this while Vasher is talking about his sword thing to
Makes sense.
Zala. So
Okay.
we're all doing something at the same time here.
Yeah, so everything's just kind of happening all at once.
Cool.
You kind of take Tethrin to the closest bed and you just cast a lesser restoration on him, and you start playing the Song of Rest. And Tethrin, you can just go ahead and mark off that point of exhaustion.
Mark off as in I no longer have it.
Yeah, you don't have you don't have exhaustion anymore.
Okay.
And it'll like you can come back to consciousness whenever you wish to. I'm not going to force you or anything. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
You should be good now. But
Okay.
if you want to rest, you feel free to rest.
Gotcha.
But the conversation continues.
So now what?
So what
I'll point.
now?
I'll point to Mira again. This traitor. She's the reason that everything fell. She is the reason that I'm here. She is the reason that my mentor is in the Demethian pits. Do you know what those are?
I'm assuming torture.
Torture. She can't sleep. She is force fed.
Well,
She is
Zala,
constantly exhausted. Constantly being drained of energy, surrounded by the brightest crystals that you've ever seen, constantly being drained of energy, mentally, physically, being kept alive just to suffer.
So do we need to like prove otherwise to someone?
yeah, you helped me solve my crime that I was framed for. Feel like
The
this is
whole
a
Framed
big
for a
nation,
circle.
crime?
the whole
Yeah, we were
nation is
pretty sure he did
against
it at
me.
one point.
Yeah. I
Well,
don't think
you
the
know,
president is going to be wrong by people's words.
You know,
The
yeah, that's
leader of Aeronmere himself cast me out as a traitor.
well,
so
why
but
don't
is
we
he
get
like part of this Agatha group or whatever?
The Agiat is just think of them as a sort of secret military, but they're not so secret.
They're like the
Well-
Runa for college, only like
Yeah.
military.
why don't we get her to confess then?
I,
I
she
feel
doesn't
like this.
deserve a chance to confess. She deserves to just perish.
Okay, well,
Well,
Zala, if
what
we
if
do that,
she's
then they're gonna kill you still. So
I can drag my memories out and prove my innocence.
okay? What? Okay. So she's the person that we would probably be, if we took that King's Challenge or whatever, that we'd be escorting back to Varanmere, right?
Actually,
Or do we know that?
point of order. She would not be the one that you would be escorting. You'd be escorting like a delegation of Sephiria to Veron.
Ah,
Okay.
Right. It
I
wouldn't
see.
be. Yeah, you wouldn't be escorting like Veron Miran people
Yeah.
back to Sephiria.
You
To
know,
Veron
Cool,
Mir.
as I'm
That's a cool
rereading this,
idea,
it seems
doesn't
we have it backwards.
No.
This,
Yeah,
our
I had an
dyslexia
idea,
kicked in
but
as a group.
Also, I another point that I want to clarify. You did watch them run away during the whole castle stuff. You
Yeah.
you heard one of them say we have what we need, and they started rushing away from whatever was happening in the castle. You're not sure if they evacuated or not.
I lost everything because of this woman. You saw, I'm no longer what I was. I'm.
so do you want to go back home then?
Oh, I want to go back.
Well, then let's go.
I don't think she's going back for the right reasons.
Well, I mean,
Look, Zala.
that's how we prove her innocence, right?
I mean, not really. All we have is the two people that were there. That's about it.
The person who taught me and raised me is being tortured in the worst ways possible. I will free her.
Yeah.
Not only that, the people responsible for it and the demise of tens, hundreds of lives are just roaming. She may have not been the only person. She may have had an accomplice.
Well, wait, Zala, what would they have wanted that was there?
There, for me to be out of the picture to take my spot.
Zala, I'm gonna throw this out there. Like, maybe, but also, was there like any magic artifact or like something that they might have wanted to like steal, and you just provided a good like access to get it?
Zola,
Distraction.
go ahead and roll a history check.
I had a D4 for fun. With my bin luck, just a 14.
With a 14, there is a powerful significance to the Temple of Protection in Pathos for the country of Aranmir, but at this very moment, you can't remember what that significance is. There is someone else in this room that might know that, though.
No,
He's passed out.
I know that it
Zay,
is
'cause Zay was in there.
important. I
Oh,
know that the protection spell is pivotal and signifies or is a symbol of something. But so much has happened since that moment.
Actually, wait. Why don't I just ask my immortal super smart
That's what I
partner?
told you to do, bastard.
Okay, sorry. I thought Zala might have known.
Guys,
Sometimes,
I have an idea.
I told you
sometimes
that.
I should just ask Zay, but I don't want to bother her because again, she's kind of an immortal, all powerful like being.
Your
So
sword was there for longer than Zala was.
I guess that's true. Zay, I know that might not have been a fun time in your life, but do you know like any reason that this might have happened?
I don't know of what reason you speak. The Temple of Protection is a powerful location, mainly for what they store there.
Which is
Roll a persuasion check.
Vasher speak out loud to his sword.
12.
Does Vasher speak out loud to his?
Are you speaking out loud, Vasher?
His mace.
Yeah, I am.
He's holding up the mace in front of him and just kind of talking to it. And Basher, with a 12, she's been with you for a while. It's not too hard to persuade her, and she doesn't see any harm in letting you know this information. She says, it was one of the locations which held the heart of Ordvir.
Can you spell that name, please, Zay?
Ordvir.
Ordvir.
Wow, his
Ordvir.
sword can't even spell.
Ordvir.
And what did it do? Also, can I tell them this, or is this like you and me gotta keep this under wraps?
He
Wait,
says
tell us what?
aloud.
It's an ancient. I don't even know if it's a useful object anymore, or if it can be. All I know is that for the protection ward, energy was drawn from the heart through us. The heart of Ordvir. Ordvir was one of the Pantheon. Until he wasn't.
Like how Nedrin is?
Yes.
Well.
Okay, so is it cool if I relay this to them?
I don't see any harm.
Okay, and I relay that information.
Of course. I should have remembered.
Now, they just said something that kind of shakes me up a little bit. She said he was one of the Pantheon, like he was a god until he wasn't. I'm pretty young. Some of you seem to be old and seem to be able to do different things involving, the spaces of that we're in.
Thank you.
How does one just stop being a god?
Vasha,
Is that
I've
a
told
common
you the
occurrence?
story.
Zala,
Oh.
you feel the eye open on the back of your hand, and in your mind you hear, I can share that information.
Sure, go for it. I'll hold my hand up, but I'll hold it like backside out, I guess, so the eye just opens.
There's an open eye in the back of Zala's hand,
Oh.
and directly, like a bore, directly into your mind, Vasher, you hear, I was stabbed in the back
God, it's my head.
by those who I thought were mine. That is how I became undone.
Wait, are you Ordvir?
What do you think?
Well, I would probably guess, yeah. If I'm just making the assumption because you said I was stabbed in the back.
Your brain is so squishy.
I'd hope so. I'm pretty sure that's how brains are supposed to be.
I want it.
Oh, no. No.
And we're done.
Zala, take your eye back, please. He scares me.
Zala, can I have his brain?
No. I'm afraid we need him.
Fine.
I don't. This
Did
guy
you
scares
hear,
me.
Vasha, did you hear Ordvir the Light Crest?
Yeah, he said my brain was squishy and he wanted it.
But before that,
Well, what do you mean before? Yeah, that he
did he
got
say
stabbed in the
anything else?
back. Yeah.
I've told you the story of Ordvir a while ago. He split into two. Sephiria and Havalor. I believe Leo knows especially the latter.
Oh yeah.
Wait.
I
Yeah,
know who Halvalor is.
take his eye or something too. Isn't that?
Correct, I did take a tear. And that's what we found when we entered that door.
Or tier.
The tear of Ordvir.
Okay, the real question is.
Or tier. Or tier.
You said, wait, yeah. If the heart, did that go boom boom and everything else, or is it, do they have it?
I don't know.
Well, I guess we should bet on they have it, and therefore they can do some dumb shit.
I am not intending to drag you along everything that I wish to do. Why, it's probably not it's probably not the path that you want to follow.
Be correct.
But if at some point our journey leads us to Veronmir, I would be grateful. And if we can capture this diplomat Mira before she leaves, that would be most pleasant.
You can probably do
As-
that.
But then
As
what
you-
do we do with it?
Wait. Okay. Crazy thing. If we can somehow get. Well, first of all, Zala, how long does it take to go to visit? Where the fuck you come
To get to Vizimir? I mean, you saw the airship that we
You're
took.
in Vizimir.
You're in
I
Vizimir,
mean,
idiot.
Veronmir. I mean, if we take
You
depends.
hear from the bed as Kethrin slowly sits up.
To be
Great
honest,
backup.
I arrived using some underground techniques through the mountains.
Through the
I
mountain.
mean, either way, if I can find a way
With-
to get close to her, maybe
uh,
we can do something to have her turn us on.
I don't think going through any of the major roads is an option because of the obvious war, which Veronmir probably will end up winning. I know their forces.
Actually, additionally.
Okay, first off, you expatriate. Number
Listen.
one, you shouldn't even be rooting for them. But Spear's
I'm
pretty
not.
strong.
What is going on?
Vash,
Oh, hey, you're back up.
Why is everybody yelling at
We're not yelling.
Yeah, no one's really yelling.
Catherine.
every time y'all talk? It hurts my head so badly.
Okay, well,
Well,
have you thought about getting a better head?
I've been there
Catherine,
before. I know a good hangover cure if you need one.
Catherine, you look around in the room and you see the VR simulation, half of the room, of like half of the exploded wall and stuff that Ark still has up. He has it for a couple more minutes, kind of frozen in the spot where like the orb is falling. Um,
Can you dispel this facade, please?
One more thing. One more thing. I was detecting some Fey energy out here, Zala. Do you know what that would have been about? And I point at the what's it called? Balcony.
Hmm.
I think that's what you said, Emil.
yes, I did say that. So don't
Hmm.
roll an investigation check because you can't do an Arcana check because there's nothing to feel.
Ha! A 19.
With a 19, looking up at the like the arcade as it's laid out, you see like the major focus that isn't blurry, that like is solid. And then you look a couple rows back, and you do know that there is like a section of Fey people um that hold power in Veronmir. Just kind of like a Fey council. And a couple rows back there was a segment of Agiat that were kind of sanctioned to deal with magical things from the Fae, a different type of magic to just kind of assist.
Huh.
But you don't see from what is shown here, like you see a couple people that may be from the Fey lands, but you're not sure.
No, I do know that there are some members of the Argyat that are perhaps Fey themselves and deal with matters such as those. Perhaps if we ever had a chance to speak to one of them, they could help you. Or you could ask them any questions that you wish.
I feel like I've missed the majority of this conversation.
Okay, are we done
Um,
with this? I can dispel it if.
That would be pleasant. Yeah, it makes
Well,
me
I
want to
wasn't.
throw up.
I was asking more of Zala.
Catherine,
What?
look up here. This woman, do you know her?
Yes.
And you know what she did?
I know what you saw.
And do you know that she's here currently?
I do.
And do you know what that means?
It means you're going to try to convince me to do something incredibly foolish based off some magical vision that you had, which you know nothing about.
Are you going to try to tell me it wasn't real?
Well, it wasn't real.
Alright, insight.
I mean, it felt pretty real.
Really, go and roll insight.
I may have to call BS on Tethrin,
Nat 20 with a plus.
but Raylan will call about.
I never said Rayleigh was gonna come out.
Oh well, he doesn't have to.
So, Raylan, Tethrin's not lying, per se. What you saw wasn't real, but that's not a full truth either. Tethrin, how do you want to play this?
I am not lying.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
I will
T-
explain in character.
About to say, that's a nat 20. You can't be lying and not telling me.
What you saw was not real. It may have happened, it may have not. What you experienced was a rather powerful, uh, explosion of chronomancy magic. It seems that when you get worked up, the chaos magic has some type of impact on my person as well, which is highly unfortunate. But that being said, these visions have happened to me before: the past, the future, the present.
Well,
They're
that's
not all. They're not all. They're not all real. They don't all happen. Nothing. There have been moments in my past that I've seen that have happened differently than how I remember them happening. All I'm saying is that what you saw, and what I'm guessing all of you saw, may have been heavily impacted by the influence of the seven of us in this room, and may not be accurate to true history.
This is wrinkling my brain.
I understand what you're saying.
Well, clearly you
That
don't,
some of
because you still have this
no,
look in your eyes like you want to kill somebody, and I will
I
not
mean,
allow it.
I fully believe that the details of what happened changed, but I think that the major details, the fact that something tampered with something, the fact that my magic was drained from the jar happened. It happened long ago and it happened just now when I relived that traumatic event. So thank you.
Well, there's only
And
one way we can find out, and that is talking to this lady
We're
and
not
seeing.
talking to her, no.
why?
Because
Oh,
we're in
wait
the
a minute.
middle.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Again, I have an entity with me who was there at the day that this happened. Perhaps my good friend Zay remembered this
We
happening.
call Kiyoshi to the stand.
Objection!
I killed Chang the
It's
Conqueror.
Avatar Day.
Okay,
So,
okay,
yeah, Zay,
Asher.
were you here when this happened? Did we make a pact several hundred years ago?
How old do you think Sala is?
The
Really,
hell?
really fucking old,
This happened
right?
yesterday.
Vasher, I'm turning
Happened 10
151 in
minutes ago,
2
Vasher.
days.
Okay, I'd like us to remember, if you're turning
That was like
151, that makes you almost 10 times older than I am, Zala.
I am a young adult.
So how many years did this? How
she's a
long ago did this
GoPro.
happen?
Just like a year
It couldn't
ago.
have been that long if you're
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
thinking
not
it
of
was
that
like
long.
it was straight up like a year ago that
Yeah.
this happened.
Yeah, so a year
That
ago.
was like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I mean, yesterday.
Yeah, it was like very recent that this happened. Like when looking at, you saw Zala standing there. She didn't look very different. She looks more haggard now, but a lot of stuff has happened since that moment.
I've literally died like 8 times at least.
Well, anyways, they were you there?
Were you there 8,000 years ago?
Were you there when this collapse happened?
Yeah, that's where we made our pact.
Wait, how did we make it if I
Oh.
wasn't there?
You
Was
were
I
there.
But you were there.
This is
You-
wrinkling my brain.
You were there, Basher. I spoke to you, not the puppet that you were in.
Ew.
And I whisper, what exactly was our pact? Because I feel like I grabbed your hand and then everything faded to black.
You took my hand
Uh-huh.
and I asked for freedom. And you
Oh.
held up your end of the bargain. You
Yes,
destroyed what was binding me.
Oh.
Yes, I did that.
You took
Okay.
me by the hand. Made me your man.
So when you vanished, I waited until I found you.
You
Oh,
made
aw, that's really sweet,
everything
Zay.
alright.
the song's going on in the background.
I'm playing this.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, alright, so we were there. Okay, alright, Tethrin, no, we were there. Zay says we were. They
You
saw
you
me.
were, but you weren't.
Well, but I was able to make an impact because Zay said I destroyed what was holding her there. Which means that in some weird cycle, we had to have always been there in order to have ever been there once. Right?
Catherine, go ahead and roll an intelligence check for me.
Oh no, you're about to go insane.
9.
With a 9, I was going to give you some information that would clarify this. But at this point, there's probably one other person that could like definitively
Oh, I'm
explain
aware. I'm
what
aware.
happened.
It's Hermione Granger. Vasher, have you ever seen The Prisoner of Azkaban?
Okay, yeah, I read it. It was by Junior Crystal Rowling.
I feel like we're kind of getting
That was
nowhere with this
wicked.
conversation now.
Look, and there's nowhere to get.
It happened because it happened. That's what he's trying to say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it,
Tethrin, that
it-
really hurt.
it was
Is this
real, but
you
it
on a
wasn't
day-to-day
real.
basis?
Every now and then, I wouldn't necessarily say day to day,
Your
but
life
it's
is
pretty
terrible.
frequent. I'm aware. I travel with you seven all the time. You
Okay,
six.
Why
so
are
we
you-
make your life demonstrably better, number one. Just saying.
I don't know about that.
You ever had this much fun, this much adventure in your life?
Yeah, think
I
about all the
almost
monsters
just
we fight.
died in that vision, so
Well, I met like a really good friend, and
Technically, we
have a
all
bond.
died because all of our people that we were in died.
yeah.
What he said.
So
My livelihood
Oh,
died.
speaking of which,
Zala,
No.
it wasn't real.
We're
Wait, how
making a
did-
new name.
It was
for it.
real a
how did
year
Zala
ago,
li- How did
Tethrin.
Zala live? I'm kind of confused on that.
well,
Yeah, how did you live?
Because the events that happened that day were different than the events that we saw just a minute ago.
They were.
But if I made a pact with Zay, then
I'm not saying what you did wasn't real. I'm saying that what you did was different than what happened a year ago
That
with Zala.
doesn't. Yes, the minor details may change. The way I survived may be different, but the fact that something had to have happened prior to
I
anyone
believe something
interfering.
happened. I believe something happened.
Why are you so just?
Because I don't think you
Intense.
should be taking this vendetta out on some vision with some magic that you know nothing about. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, then let's
It's
just.
illogical.
If we could just talk to her and interrogate
There's
her.
nothing to talk about. What are you going to tell her?
Why is it
I
a big
saw
deal
a
to
vision
you?
to the past. I went to the past and saw you doing this thing. Is that what you're going to tell her?
Yes.
well,
Then you're a
I mean,
fool.
I will
we could
probe
make
her
up a better
mind.
lie than that, but
it's fine. It doesn't matter either way. She's gonna think Zala's trying to dodge or something. We can make it work to our advantage.
It's ridiculous. It's not real.
Okay, so it's ridiculous. Then who cares?
I care.
Why?
Because I'm not interfering with one of the most powerful people in all of Varanmir in the midst of this war.
You've been traveling with me knowing full well who and what I am.
That was before you
since
wanted to take on the one of the most powerful people in the country, Zala. I
you
have
knew
no
that people
issue
were
separating
chasing
ways
me.
now.
You knew who was chasing me, and you stuck by my side for some unknown reason. If you didn't want to get involved, you shouldn't have been standing next to me this whole time. Occasionally, even saving my life or being a part of the reason I'm still here.
Things are different now. I'm not interested in taking on the head of the country.
Not looking to do that
You
immediately.
okay,
Not
wait.
immediately.
Why are we all here right now? Right? Tethrin, what is your personal goal? Because at this point, like, if we're working as the prismatic thread, Zala is important to us. And I'm just saying, the King's Challenge, if we took out the head of a state, we would probably get our guild pretty easily after that.
Doesn't sound good, Bash.
I'm just saying.
I understand what you're saying. We
I'm
might
not-
we can reword it and maybe work on that. But I understand what you're saying, Vash.
No interest in doing something like that.
Look,
I'm not traveling to Varanmir on some assassination mission so Zala can carry out her vendetta
Well,
about some fantasy she had.
we don't have to go to Varanmir. She's right here in Vizamard.
I'm not doing that either.
Well, we could at least help, save Zala's mentor friend.
look, we can find a way to buy us time for all that matters. I'd say
All right.
killing Zala, quote unquote, will buy us some time.
I have a question. What is your stance then in 2 days when the Nashrada come looking for me?
Well, maybe we can be long gone.
I already
No,
told you what my plan was for that.
which
You can
is
follow it or you can not follow it, but I think it gives us the best chance still.
I would like it
Killing
stated
Zala?
clearly.
Okay, we take the King's Challenge to where we're diplomats to Veronmir. They don't attack you because they don't want to incite an international incident.
All right. And I'm fine with that.
And that buys us time. Maybe you'll figure out something so you can fulfill this delusional fantasy you have about somebody else causing your mistake.
Believe it or not, I'm not on a mindless quest for bloodshed and vengeance.
Then why do
I'm
you talk
looking
like
to
you
right
are?
the wrongs of people. I'm looking to save an innocent mentor from.
No, you're not. You just want
Yes!
revenge. It's very clear in the way you speak.
I mean, just too. Someone took my mentor. Or close.
I'm
Yeah.
not saying she doesn't have a right to be
I-
angry,
I
but
can
don't lie
want-
to me about your objective.
I can want multiple things, Tetherin. Do you just
Correct.
have one thing constantly on your mind? Do you only
Yes.
have one goal in your life, and what is it?
That vision that I just had, I'd like to not have them anymore.
Right.
And right now, that's how
Wonderful.
it is.
I am so happy that you have one simple thing to fulfill in your
Simple.
life.
Simple. Do you call anything that just happened simple?
It doesn't seem to affect you long term. You're just getting to experience the past, the future, the present, whatever.
Yeah, that's very simple, isn't it?
Does it affect anyone else?
It just did.
It
In
did.
fact, it just
You're all
affected
here.
you very heavily.
Yeah, I have new knowledge.
It's not knowledge. It's a fantasy.
It's not a fantasy. Then why can't we talk to her? Why will you not even allow that?
Why will I not allow the most wanted person in Veronmir to talk to one of the most powerful diplomats in Veronmir's government?
Perhaps.
Why?
Fine. What if I didn't go as me? What if we sent the I believe we have a knight in our midst who is, I dare say, given permission to do this sort of thing, to discuss and be an ambassador for your break?
And what would that accomplish? What...
He could just talk. We can
Talk
work out the
about
kinks.
what?
We can work out the kinks.
Do you think
Catherine.
if you go and talk to her, she's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I fucked up her spell. I killed everybody in that building." Do you think that's what she's going to say?
Do you want me to just lay out a 10-step plan right this second?
I just want you to think about it a little bit more.
I am thinking, Dathan. I've thought about it for 12 months now, and I finally have more information.
Quick aside. What's everyone else doing as this argument is raging in the middle of the room?
I think I'm literally just sitting there eating my invisible popcorn.
What's Vasher feeling right now?
A lot of anxiety. This is a lot of weight to put on Vasher's shoulders to try and negotiate to a foreign diplomat.
These guys, I don't know if I can do that.
He's crying.
What's Raylan feeling right now?
Well, I think at the peak of this argument, I might break something to get their attention. We'll see.
Leo, what's Leo feeling right now?
Leo's thinking about wanting to try to help save Zala's friend or mentor, and what he could possibly do to do that. So he's not even like really listening to the conversation. He's just trying to think about like, okay, there's other tribes in Varanmir. He doesn't know them, but is there any way he could possibly contact someone? Now that he kind of knows that like his people helped all the tribes, I guess. He's just kind of thinking on that. He's really not even listening to them argue, though.
Okay. What's Zala feeling right now?
Just a lot of anger and a lot of confusion.
What's Tetherin feeling?
Frustration more than anything.
As the argument kind of goes in circles for a little while, in the same vein of why won't you? What's the point? Kind of batting back and forth. Eventually, Raylan just grabs a vase and smashes it on the ground. Raylan, what do you say?
Okay, listen, you two. children right now, but we need to settle down. We have many things to do. I think first of all, you guys are forgetting the main reason we gathered. Do you know, Basher? Tethrin?
If you say
Well,
it's about these outfits, I'm going to jump out the window.
No. God, no. Fuck the outfits.
well, y'all helped me, but
Look, I bring out the box. And I open it.
What's
This
in
is
the
our end
box?
goal. Y'all remember this?
No.
Well, Arky, you don't. But Basher, you should. I've gotten hints that you might. We went through this shit. The silk.
Inside the box,
Yeah.
there is a small vial of a strange liquid. A strange liquid that some of you have seen totally and completely destroy people. Is
No,
there
we
anything else
really
in the
did
box?
get sidetracked, didn't
Yeah,
we?
we did.
So long
The
ago.
end goal is this. We're buying our time. For
What
right
is
now,
that?
Why don't you drink it and find out?
It's not
I
drugs.
really feel like I don't belong here, right?
It's fine. You're stuck with us for a year. You'll find out. Anyway, we got this. The end goal is to find. I'm guessing that's why we built the organization, so we have a way to take them down by ourselves and not having to rely on the knights or anybody else, because we can't trust anybody else. So right now we can fuck the war, or we can decide this how my old crew used to do. You two want to compete? Find out who's right, what we do. Because all I care about right now is going to be this. I have people dying as we speak. And right now, I would like to get something.
Yeah, I kind of forgot. Yeah, Yeska probably would have remembered about this file.
So,
That is right.
you two, this war thing, I don't give a fuck, really. I find both of you make compelling arguments. So do you want to decide this without going around in circles like dogs? Take that as a yes. You two, I'm gonna cast. Well, first of all, I need to know if you two agree to this, because if it doesn't matter. You're gonna have a competition. The first one that hit me, y'all can go with your plan. So it's either we.
I don't think you understand what Zal is wanting you all to get into.
Oh no, I understand. It's not about.
No, you don't.
Our plan.
No,
he
you
wants
don't.
us to fucking take on a country. Fine. I don't care. We're taking on the most dangerous organization in the world. Apparently, no one wants to talk about it. I don't give a fuck. As long as I get to pay back the people who wronged me, I don't care. It's the same as Zala's vendetta. I don't care. At this point, we need to come to a decision. Tethrin.
It is different, Braylon. You saw it happen with your own eyes. Not through some magical fuck up from me. Okay?
It's not the fuck up we're talking about. We're just trying to solve a problem. We'll figure out the details of the actual problem. We know that it wasn't that's the basis of it. Whether it was them, or the king, or the dumb bitch who we fought yesterday, I don't care. We just need to settle this.
All I'm saying is we just do not know enough to have any type to want to take that plan of action in any sense. It's ridiculous.
Well, the way she talked about it, we don't have a choice. It comes to us in 2 days. So you're either here in 2 days, or you're not. Either she's dead along with us, because apparently they know our faces, and they know who she runs with, or it's not. We have 2 courses of actions. It's die or not die. And we're figuring out how we're going to do the first one, hopefully. Or the second one, fuck.
The first one was die.
Yeah, the second one. We're figuring out how
Yeah,
to do
the second one. Yeah.
So, the course of action is Tethrin, your decision. We don't interfere until it comes to us. Or
No, that wasn't.
Well, I'm modifying it, because your course of action was to leave it alone. It's not leaving us alone. and Arzala's action, which is we deal with it now, or find a way.
If dealing with it now means finding Mira and killing her,
No,
then
no.
I am not participating.
Yeah, that's not the plan. Isn't to kill anybody right now. It's just to gather.
Is that true, Zala?
The plan is not to kill anyone.
Look at that
immediately.
smirk on her goddamn face.
Yeah.
All she wants is revenge.
That's fine. We'll stop her if that's what it means to be. A
And I need information before I get revenge. I'm not going to just go and kill her.
Okay.
I don't think you could.
I don't need any of you later on down the line for what I want with my life. But in this instant,
All right.
I'm just
casting
asking
Thunder
for a
Wave.
little bit.
Casting
Wait,
what?
I'm
what'd you
casting
cast?
Thunder Wave, but it's away from them. It's just making a loud noise.
You're just making a noise.
You're gonna blow a hole in the inn that we're in.
It's fine.
Yeah.
You
That's-
you get everyone's attention.
Okay. No, we're not going back to the bicker. So it's either y'all. You don't have a choice.
So
anymore.
if I can clarify, Tethrin's plan is to become diplomats, effectively getting diplomatic immunity.
Diplomatic community.
And making it so that it is very difficult for like overt action to happen. Zala's plan is to capture Mira
Yeah.
for capture
Interview, really. We don't have to
capture Mira
per se.
and well, find some way to communicate with Mira and
Correct.
get more information. As far as Zala says, whether that is through destructive means or if that is through more amicable means, amicable means, I leave that detail to all of you. But those are the two plans that are currently laid out. And Raylan, you say this, and you can continue. I was just clarifying.
Surely you can tell by Raylan's description of our two plans which one's far more sane and reasonable.
You're saying actually you want to go into the lion's den. She wants to capture the lion.
At least
Yeah.
if we're in the den, they won't hurt us.
That's
Well, no,
You-
I don't think that's fucking
Wait a
true.
minute. Wait a minute.
All right, fine.
No. I've heard this story. Yeah, that's true.
No,
I've heard
no.
this one, but we don't have a singular omnipotent God to protect us.
Well,
Sure we
now, and I'll
do.
hold up my hand. We
And
will.
I hold up my base. We have a million different
Zala,
gods.
all in the back of your head, you hear, "I don't like lions. They scare me."
Yeah.
Vasher, in the back of your head, you hear, "I don't like lions. They scare me."
Dude, yeah, they scare me too.
Look,
Listen,
if
I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
I am just going to take a step back. If Tethrin truly is going to do this, fine. We'll let it happen. We'll wait till it comes to us. And when something dramatic happens, when people die, when you, Tethrin, watch one of these other people die because we just did nothing and waited, their blood will be on your hands.
I think you greatly misunderstand my plan. But
I pray I do.
if that's the case, I'll go talk to her myself. So your crazed bloodlust won't get in the way.
okay. Is that an agreement?
That's
And
all
I'll
you
walk
see.
out.
If that's all you see of me, and
So-
they'll just walk out.
Tethrin walks out and Zala walks out too. Is that what's
No,
happening?
no,
Like,
he'll
he's
just
letting him walk out.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
he just
got it.
walks out.
Alright, so Tethrin just walks. It kind of storms off.
Go to my room, get dressed. Look
It is
presentable.
morning. Like it's still the
What a
early
way to
morning.
start the day.
Oh
Whoa.
god.
Just
Need a
like
nap.
it is still morning. I'm gonna say it's been I'm gonna say it's been a couple hours at this point. It's like 10 o'clock. All of you kind of like split up for a little bit just to cool your heads. A lot happened in that moment. As you all kind of split for a little while. We don't have a lot of time left, so I'm just gonna keep rolling. A little bit later in the day. I still need to know what if are we doing the King's Challenge or
We have no idea.
Yeah. It started
Yeah.
today, right?
Yeah,
We-
we
we
are.
are-
No, tomorrow, right?
So
King's
tomorrow.
Challenge it starts tomorrow. So I need to know what are you guys doing? Like what you guys eventually do reconvene because this needs to be hashed out at some point. I don't know if Tethrin, are you at the table when
Oh
everyone
no, I went to go find Mira.
Oh, okay. We'll deal with that in a moment. As everyone reconvenes at the table, Tezrin is absent, probably still incensed from the events in the morning. What are you guys doing? You need a plan of attack for the King's Challenge, so.
Okay, hear me out. I know we said the diplomat plan. What if we took the King's Gambit?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
I don't think we should
Ooh.
talk about this unless everyone's here.
We will wait.
Tethrin already said he's going to go speak.
We don't really
Speak
have
to
too much
what?
time, right?
I'm gonna speak to the lady, but we're not taking the King's Gambit because one, we don't know what it is, and two, it avoids the situation entirely.
Yeah, exactly. What if we ran away from this problem instead of dealing with
That
it?
wasn't part of the agreement, Basher.
They did said it's doable
Ah.
this year.
Yeah, it did say doable this year. And what if we
So-
done did it?
That's too bad.
We're doers.
Okay,
The King's Challenge is a secondary at this
Doers do be doing.
but
That's-
more realistically, we really should not go to Varanmir, because if we do, we're definitely gonna get killed there anyways. Because there's no way that they will respect us as the diplomats' guards.
That's
They'll just
I
kill us
don't
and
know.
then take
I
the
don't know,
seems
we're pretty
Tethrin
impressive.
has-
And I pop
Tethrin
my
has-
jean collar.
And I flap my cape and I say, oh, "You're right, Leo."
And I hike up my thong.
He straps on his strap.
This is like the worst session for you to get a very comical outfit.
This is great.
It is crazy.
You need it. You need it.
Crazy that all this happened while you were wearing a bright yellow thong.
yeah.
Yeah,
I like to think during Zala's pivotal thing, even the guy I warped into is now just in a bright yellow thong. And
They
But
just
you
found one.
fashioned-
They just found one body with like a bright yellow thong, nothing else.
What the fuck?
But you fashioned it like the Borat, the Borat
Yeah.
song
Exactly.
thing. Yeah.
Look, we just have to come to an agreement. Tethrin has made his point. His opinion does not matter on this. He's just here with us for God's only know. So it's up to us to decide. And if
Actually, no, go ahead.
DM, as somewhat of someone that has more knowledge of the King's Challenge, I think we said that I did watch last year's event or whatever.
I believe
yeah.
you also said no one's ever completed the King's Gambit.
Yeah, I was like, what was the King's Gambit last year?
So the King's Gambit has been completed like very sparingly. I may have misspoken when I said no one's completed it. It's so rare that someone ever completes it. Because the
Like
King's
no one
Challenge,
does it.
no one chooses it because it's always something absurd. The only guild to recently have completed it was like 20 years ago, and that was the Rose Guild. That's the only one that's ever like successfully done the King's Gambit, like in recent memory. Before that, it was a solid like 100 years since someone successfully completed the King's Gambit.
Just kidding.
So like it's a very difficult challenge that is technically and when I say technically, I mean it's like the most technical sense completable. But it's like it's an insanely high risk for an insanely high reward because you automatically win if
Yeah.
you.
So I wanted to relay to the group post Vasher's comment about like, hey, let's try this. Like, this is what happened last year. This is the history behind it.
Like
Probably
you,
not a good idea.
Yeah, but Ark,
But-
if we
but-
automatically win, we win. We're done.
the last guild, Arc, the last guild that took on the like not the Rose Guild, the one that did it afterwards was probably like 8 years ago. That actually took the King's Gambit, and it was a small guild called actually you don't even remember what their name was, because the people that went on the King's Gambit, one of them returned unvictorious, and they are an insane person now.
We should go talk to them.
In my head canon, Ark is like a sports nerd, and this is
Yeah.
just like his sport of choice.
Yeah, he's naming like stats and.
I
Yeah.
I like parties, and the biggest party
It's like,
Is
is,
the
is
King's
watching
Gambit.
is watching the King's Challenge. So
so actually, what I was gonna say, thank you for all that information. Yeah, we definitely shouldn't do the King's Gambit. That's a horrible idea. But after we deal with Zala's issue, like in the next 2 days, we need to set an objective group, like as a group. Raylan's right. Like the Silk is kind of messed with a handful of us, and we need to deal with that. But also, I feel like we need something that formates us. So like we are together. We are a big team now. I think that would be helpful.
Well,
Yeah,
And-
that makes sense. I don't really know why we're doing the King's Challenge otherwise.
Well,
Yeah.
that's gonna be our group forming goal. So,
Okay, I'm cool with
uh,
that.
DM, can you describe what the golden sail is? What is it?
Wave Rider?
Golden Wave
Wave Rider?
Rider of the Sea of the Fallen Star. Yeah, yeah.
The Golden Wave Rider is that's all the information you have on the sheet.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to get more information, you can ask around to see if anyone knows what it is.
Does
Otherwise,
anyone know where that area
Yeah,
is?
would I know anything, DM? Or is
Yeah,
there
I don't
any
Yeah,
overlap?
Ark,
Or-
go ahead and roll a history check with advantage because
Nice.
you would probably be the one that has the most information on stuff that's happening in the King's
Oh
Gambit.
no, that means we. Never mind.
That's a 19.
19. So,
I mean, this is why I was loaned out to your group, so hopefully
Yeah.
I get a good roll on it.
I thought we were gonna have to plane shift when he asked you to do an intelligence check.
So-
Yeah.
Not again.
over here, the like the ocean over here is a vast ocean to the west, and I don't remember what the name of it is because it's not marked on here. I thought it was on the map. This ocean leads to a bunch of archipelagos and islands that are far off the coast.
Like Whale Tail Island.
Whale Tail, yeah.
Like Whale Tail Island is one of those in the archipelago.
Correct.
But beyond that, there is a stretch of ocean that is uncharted for all intents and purposes, and this area is called the Sea of Fallen Star. It is a vast ocean that it's untamed. Basically, it's like you need a ship, you need a crew that's willing to sail out there to basically the unknown. The Golden Wave Rider is kind of a group of people. The Golden Wave Rider, the person, is kind of like a sailing flotilla of individuals that want to live out in the ocean and figure out what is out there. Because people occasionally come back with like hordes of treasure and insane stories of far off places. And the last person to return talked about the Golden Wave Rider, this figure of like power along the oceans. Something happened to the Golden Wave Rider, and no one from the colonies has come back to Sephiria in a solid year and a half. So one of the challenges is to go to the Sea of Fallen Star and see what happened to the Golden Wave Rider and hopefully secure them.
Yes.
Now that sounds like
Yes.
a hero's journey, which will
That's-
form us to a beautiful and perfect team.
Let me just.
Sounds like a story I would have read.
Let me just
Sounds
Yeah.
awesome.
get this clear.
It would send us far away over, at least over, seas. It'd be harder to be followed.
I just need to, make sure we're all witness the same thing earlier. Dude,
I think T2, both of them.
Yeah, Terminator 2.
I mean, I guess so. So what you're saying is all is that we just have that entire thing for a reason.
I'm sorry, I could not hear you over the sound of people chewing.
So
It's brunch now.
So what you're saying is we had that entire back and forth for no reason. I guess that's fine. You guys are really acting like a team now.
Oh, and speaking of which, yes, teamship and all. I have something I have to get done today. My vote is whatever Leo wants, and I'll get up and walk away. I'm not doing anything a lot by myself. I'll just get up and I gotta go do something.
Wait,
Okay.
Zala,
Yeah.
come. We have something else to deal with. If we're gonna be acting like a team,
Ah,
Therefore, we need to go
Well,
find Tethrin.
okay.
To be fair, Raylan, we can't lecture Zala on team when we let Tethrin kind of walk out too.
He's going to go
That's why we're
speak
going to go
to
find
that.
him.
He's really hard to,
I
keep.
think that I will also
the-
walk out. Good luck.
Wait, what
no,
if
and
I...
I
Okay,
grab
fine,
him
fine,
by the
fine,
thong.
fine, fine, fine. Let's all go. Look,
That's
I
so
want to
bad.
replace
thong
my...
wedgie.
I want to replace... I want to get an arm. Okay? Is that...
We can do that. after we
I
find
just...
Tethrin.
I don't care what he's doing. He's already shown that he's doing something I think is rather sneaky and deceitful, going to speak to her without
You know what? I
any of
think
us
you
going.
should go and find him, Zala.
Yeah.
No,
I'll even help you.
As a team, right?
This has probably been the most entertaining day I've had in a long time.
all right then. I think you're right.
I
To
love
be a
hearing
team,
the gossip.
we all have to be together. Let's go find him.
I agree.
Good,
Okay,
yeah.
let's go.
So we're voting later.
Yes.
Well, Tethrin's not
Well,
here.
you already own 2 votes, so just
Oh,
keep that
okay.
in mind, Leo.
Okay.
Well, how are the votes gerrymandered? That's what you have to do. I think Leo has the
Can I
majority of the
get-
votes
can I
because he
get more votes?
gerrymandered the sections. Yeah.
Yeah. Can I get more votes? That's my goal.
Oh, I
Okay.
think yes,
I
Steve
mean, you
needs
can
one
convince
too.
people that the Wave Rider is a good idea. I already think it is, so
I
you
don't
have
know.
my vote, Leo. So
No,
you
I
got
want
3.
their vote. Okay, I have 3 votes.
Wow,
He needs
that's...
to go quickly.
So, Tethrin, you got a head start.
Yeah.
You're looking for Mira.
Mhm.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check. You already know one of their haunts would have been.
I'm gonna use guidance.
Yeah.
30.
You head straight to Isling. You walk into Isling. You look over at the corner booth. They aren't there. You walk over to one of the people behind the bar and start talking to them. And you kind of just, with aggravation and the frustration you're feeling right now, you get them to talk, basically. And they give you their rounds schedule. They're scheduled to go and visit different sections of the city today. And based on the list that she gave you, they would have been heading towards. Let me pull up the map real quick. They would have been heading towards the Steps of the Apostles, just to see the Cathedral of Sephiria. So you make your way down to the Steps of the Apostles, and it doesn't take you very long before you see, standing in front of the Cathedral of Sephiria is a much smaller party of people that are currently surrounding Mira. You don't see the big brawny people that were around her before. Instead, you just see a couple of knights, but like the ones wearing the black armor, and they have the insignia of the elk on their equipment. It's pretty subtle, and people are kind of just avoiding them because it's a fairly big entourage, and surrounding them even is some knights of Sephiria. But standing in the center, you see Mira.
I'll start approaching.
As you start to approach their position, you get to the first line of Sephirian knights, who just make sure to keep you at a good length away.
And just so we're clear, I'm wearing my normal clothes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not wearing your bright red.
No, I'm not.
Okay. Are you wearing the crazy cape?
How crazy is it?
It looks definitely magical. Like it looks cool.
I would say it's probably in my bag.
Okay.
For now. Until I talk to him about it,
Yeah. As you approach, she's with a couple other people. Standing to her left, there is another woman that's wearing like Sephirian regalia. Directly behind her, kind of just speaking to Mira, looks like someone from the Runifer College, just explaining the surroundings and stuff. And immediately to her right is a bald man wearing just black robes, who you recognize.
Yeah, okay. I'll continue to approach.
Excuse me, sir. You can't get close to the party.
No, it's fine. Trust me. They're good friends of mine, so.
Um, Mrs. One of the knights calls over. You see a woman turns in your direction and says, like the woman standing next to Mira turns and says, yes. This man says that you know him. He's supposed to be in this party. All of them kind of turn and look at you.
Wait.
You see the bald man furrows his brow, and then he whispers over to the woman. And she says, "Oh well, if you say so." Yes, he is supposed to be with a party. The knight kind of steps away, and you're allowed into their inner circle.
Thank you for allowing me to join you. It's very
Yes,
kind.
of course, a pupil of mine. I thought I told you to stay away today, but I guess can't help it. You're too curious.
You know me so well, Doctor. Um, Mira, could I talk to you for a moment?
Excuse me? She looks at you.
Well, I see that you made it fine out of the castle, and I was just wondering if you had a moment to talk about that experience
She
from
looks
a
at,
couple nights ago.
she looks at you again and says, "Oh, you were Dr. Apocalypse. I didn't know that this pupil of yours was with those that were assisting in the castle during that raid." "Yes, spirited one, this one. Can't help but poke his nose into things that he doesn't belong in." He's giving you a very pointed look.
I have a very smug grin.
Very well. It was a rather cantankerous event.
Right, there are some sensitive details. I was hoping we could talk somewhere more private.
The woman next to her says, "Oh, this is most strange. I had Lady Mira for the evening. Um, it was my right as one of the nobles to.
I will bring her back as soon as possible. I have no intention of keeping her from her tour.
It's all right, Lady Kid. I'll go with them just to make sure things are in the up and up. Of course, this detail of knights will be with us too, so she'll be perfectly safe." Lady Mira looks at both of them and says, "Of course. Yes, I suppose your your government would want to know the events as they transpired. How about inside the temple?" He points to the Church of Severia. I can't imagine the other place that would be better.
No, your judgment's always been top notch, Doctor, so that seems fine.
Right. As he turns and clicks his heels. Taylor, go and roll insight.
Meow. 15.
15. This Dr. Apocalypse isn't nearly young enough to be the one of this time.
That makes sense. Okay.
As you guys begin to walk into the temple, the lady just kind of gets left behind, and you find an isolated room. Dr. Apocalypse holds his hand out. It's like, "We'll be right in just a moment, Lady Mira." "Yes, of course. Steward, mind making her some tea?" "Yes, right." And they go into the room. "What are you doing?"
Look, I had some questions that I needed answers. and this one woman in my party was being a total bitch. So I had to go find the answers for myself,
Stop.
or else I was.
Stop. You have no idea how delicate the current position is. But I've tried to fix this moment so many times. And in all those times, you've never shown up. Which means something wildly and drastically different has happened.
Yeah, that's correct. This morning, you're familiar with myself, so you know these uncontrollable visions that I have.
Not uncontrollable, but go on.
Well, for me, at this moment, have I ever mentioned that experience being brought upon not only myself but the group I'm with as well?
On occasion, yes, it's rare,
Right.
especially with like its bad after effects.
Yeah, it's very bad. As the after effect is that my team is starting to act like a total bitch. But what happened is we all saw the moment where Zala brought down the Temple of Protection on the majority of the Lords of Varanmir, right? And
Oh,
yeah, so she's convinced that she saw Mira manipulate her magic to where that occurred. And quite frankly, I'm not convinced.
Catherine, you know of calcifying the future.
Yeah.
Where if you have a vision and it is
Mhm.
spoken of, you calcify that as the event that will occur.
Right, but this is the past.
Yes, this is previous petrification. You overwrote the events as they would have naturally occurred with new events. You didn't have a vision back in time.
Right.
You went back in time.
Mhm.
And you rewrote what happened. And that's the truth that we've lived in from now on.
But I thought changing the past couldn't change the future.
It didn't.
That's what I learned in Avengers Endgame.
It didn't change the future. This is the future we have been living in. Whatever past would have happened didn't occur.
Oh, my head hurts so bad.
The past that you witnessed, that you were a part of from the future, is the past that will always occur.
Okay, no, that makes sense. Now, that being said, I don't believe that she would have done that, at least not on her own volition. I don't know why or how, but that seems so out of place. I just need some answers.
Is it truly that out of place?
I would
Go
like
for
to
it.
think so.
He waves into the room. Time is flowing naturally at this moment, Tether. The choices you make in that room are the choices that will happen. I can't affect them.
You owe me a drink. This is all way too convoluted to be dumping on me right now.
The current tally is you owe me 3 drinks, so I think
Wow.
it's 2 now.
I'll take that. That seems fair.
He just lets you enter the room.
Sorry about that.
It's all right. What's your name?
My name's Tethrin Shepard. It's nice to meet you. Officially.
Tethrin Shepard.
Yeah.
Lovely name.
Thank you.
I had a brother that had that name.
Right. I have a question. Not necessarily about what happened several days ago, but what happened around a year ago in Varanmir, with the collapse of the Temple of Protection.
Yes. Tragedy.
Of course.
Why are you asking about this now? That's an odd thing to ask about.
Right. Well, there's just, from me to you, I lost people I cared about there, as I'm sure you probably did as well. So I just have
I'm
some
sorry.
questions.
I thought you were with Sephiria.
To be with a country seems so strange, right? You know, it's just where we were born. It's just where I am now.
Are you a Veron Mirren citizen?
Yeah,
And you're here.
yeah.
I see.
I
Do you
have
know the
only.
price of defection?
Well, I can certainly tell you I'm not defecting, so. Um,
I didn't hear of any other people currently in this country that aren't fighting a bloody war in the South. So it's one of two things.
sure,
You're
hit me
either
with
a
it.
you're either a tourist that got caught up in some strange events,
Yeah.
or you have defected from the front lines.
Well, it's not the second one, so it must be the first one. I traveled with the Circle of Ignis for almost 30, 40 years. Starting around 70 or 80 years ago. It's been a long time since I've been in Sephiria. Did a lot of soul searching in my time. That being said, I'd like to get back to the topic at hand. I heard that the collapse was caused by a surge in magic due to the woman performing the ritual not being able to control the spell. Is that how you remember the situation?
Not that it's any of your business, but that is the events as I stated from my survival.
Right. I, and we were so lucky to have you survive at that time. Um, you and your father both, correct?
You know an awfully lot for someone who's just dabbling out here and isn't a defector.
Well,
Let me tell you a few things.
sure. Go ahead.
I have the best interest in heart for Veronmir. I am the picture, I am the embodiment of everything that Veronmir should be.
I agree.
And any stain on my person would be a stain on Veronmir itself.
I 100% agree with you.
So what is it that you are trying to say right now?
I'm not trying to say anything. I was simply asking if that was the situation as you remembered it.
That is the situation as I stated that day and every day since.
Right. How do I put this?
I'm a diplomat in this country,
Right.
being grilled by a person unknown that was
Um,
allowed to reach me by a Saphirian noble.
mhm.
Who are you really? And you realize how delicate the situation of this country is right now.
I've been told. I've been told. Um, hmm. I'm just trying to keep you as safe as I can. There are those here who believe that you may have had a hand in what happened that day, disrupting the spell. I do not believe it,
No
but
one survived that day except for the traitor who messed up the spell. If you know something about this traitor and their whereabouts, that may be something to be rewarded. If not, and this is just a hypothetical, why would you take the word of a traitor over a person of such pristine loyalty?
well, like I said, those who believe the traitor we have on good authority may be plotting something, and like I said, we're just trying to keep you as safe as possible.
Who's we?
Well, mostly myself, to be honest. I have this, and I'll poof out Petra. Mostly just her and I, to be honest.
You poof out Petra. She looks at the little owl in your hand, and she looks back at you. Tethrin Shepherd.
That's what they call me.
Traveling with the Circle of Ignis for roughly 60, 80 years. I had a brother once. He was a disappointment, to say the least.
Well, compared to you, how could anybody compare?
True. I am naturally gifted in all things magic. He wasn't. He was an utter disappointment to my father and my mother. So much so that we hid him. He was gross. He did have one natural gift, though. Father, in a moment of weakness, I suppose, gave him a tiny owl that he kept with him. He loved that owl. It was the only thing he had. Do you know how I learned my first spell?
Pray tell.
It was a cantrip. Firebolt. See, Father had never given me anything. My natural gifts, my natural abilities. Why didn't he give me an owl? But my brother just nothing. Paraded that tiny owl in my face, telling me that I could play with it whenever I wanted. What a fool. One day when he let that owl fly on its own, I learned my first spell. Tethrin Shepherd. It is nice to meet you.
Well, I think I've learned all I've came here to learn, so.
And I think I have a good idea of who I'm speaking to.
Well, I'll let you keep whatever ideas you have. But just know I came here with the best interests.
Noted. But I feel like I'll be fine. Like I said, I'm naturally gifted.
Right. Very much so. Your parents were very lucky.
In some senses, yes.
Right. How are they doing, by the way? Your parents?
It's none of your business. They don't even know you.
Why would they? And I'll walk out.
You walk out of the room, Dr. Apocalypse is just leaned up against the wall as you close the door. Your choices are your own, boy.
Yeah. And I'll pull the robe that he gave me out of the bag and I'll put it on and walk off.
As you walk out heading back to Mammoth's Wealth. Just snow drifting all around. We're gonna call it here for tonight. Good job, everyone. What a wild session.
It's a good one.
What a wild ride.
I mean, you got me all fucked up, man.
I have depression from that interaction.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
I mean, that bit might have been some of your